Hey guys, we had a few technical difficulties this week. At the beginning, we kind of cut off the first little part of Jay's recap, but most of it's there. And then later on in the show, we were attacked by some sort of technical gremlins. So I apologize for the poor audio in some of the parts of today's show. Overall, it wasn't too bad, so hope you guys enjoy the show. Thanks.
Welcome to the Grand Campaign Podcast.
Rotar attempts to scout the basement, and Gray aids him in his quest to do so. However, Rotar does not find any alcohol hidden, despite his suspicion that there was some.
To be fair, it was a good idea.
And remains undetected. During his attempt to leave the basement, Alistair does some weird, distracting shenanigans to help him. And all is well so far at the Church of Eldath. That night, you guys visited the outpost to attempt your heist of this alcohol. And I believe it was Gray who had the idea to use the Azure spray on the cloud gates near the outpost. And posing as a guard, Gray helps the rest of you guys gain entry into this outpost, while the rest of the iridescent guard step outside to deal with a newly incoming threat of whites that have entered through this hole that you guys created. So it's around nighttime on the 11th day of Salvos. And as Gray is standing outside, it's kind of ominous. It just begins to pour rain at the same time as these whites begin to enter, while the rest of you guys are inside. And I believe you guys descended 3 floors, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys.
We were looking at like a hallway here of some sort.
Yeah. The first floor was taunting you guys with a note. The second floor had 3 doors. The first two were locked, and the third unlocked. And you guys made your way down to the third. I think Brotar took a little spill during that whole thing. So, what do you guys want to do? We'll start with the guys.
If I remember correctly, we were at 3 doors. Door left and door middle were locked. Door right was unlocked. Left had ticking noise. Direct had nothing. Right, Zundus poked his head in. We didn't see anything.
Yeah, it was dark.
He did a quick search and then.
I'm surprised I wasn't able to see it because I have dark vision, but it must have been really dark.
I thought he just said he didn't see anything.
That's what I was assuming too.
Yeah, it just looked like a long hallway to you.
Yeah. Right, that was the hallway. Okay.
Yeah. And then we tried to pick the lock of the middle door, and that did not work.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, we were using my fishing tools.
Yeah. The door that, like all the doors, are like the handles just like normal metal?
Yeah, they're like rounded rings, so they're not so much doorknobs as they are just like rings that you can pull, and they are metallic.
Okay, so we can't really see. Well, like where the lock is specifically, because I want to try some dumb shit.
Like peeking in the lock?
Well, more of shattering
right
it.
above.
That's, well, I mean, it's an option.
Well,
it's directly above these rings.
Can I try to cast Frost Fingers on, like, put it as close to the lock as I can and try to, like, liquid nitrogen completely crack it kind of deal?
Interesting.
Like super chill it and
very
try
interesting.
to make the break. He probably has done something similar with Ray of Frost, but this is probably a powerful.
Yeah, so you're gonna cast it directly on the lock area.
Yeah, like just. Do you want me to try to roll damage or?
Yeah, I'll say go ahead and roll your damage on it. 2d8, right?
3d8 because it's higher.
Oh, higher level.
And I will re-roll that 1 with my feet.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
7. So 8 plus 6 is what? 14. So 14 cold damage.
Okay, so you extend your fingers out and you touch stock, and slowly these kind of crystals just start emanating from your hand and start slowly building and pooling around this lock. This was on which door again? The first or second?
The center, because that was the one we were trying to go through.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So you cast your spell on it, and it's frozen. It looks like it's grown quite a bit of frost and ice around it.
Brotar, try to shoot it.
You want me to?
Wait, did you come with us, or were you still outside?
Only Gray was outside. Because he looked like a guard.
Yeah, all of us ran in.
I mean, I'll shoot it if you want me to.
Yeah, at least try it.
I don't think we have to worry too much about being sneaky anymore, right?
Just try to minimize damage.
You want me to point a gun at a lock and minimize damage?
Alistair,
we're trying to break the lock only.
Well, I could try to hit it with Bloodrender if you want me to.
Either or.
Likewise, I could always try to hit it with my shield.
Let me take a swing at it with Bloodrender just to see if it'll work.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and make an attack.
That's a 10? Actually, no, it's a 6.
Yeah, that's right. Damage. You're using Bloodrender to just smack it?
I was trying to.
Okay, so you take aim where this kind of frost has formed around this lock, and you just take a big swing directly at it. It just shatters like a portion of the door as you do it. Like you've just chopped kind of like a huge cleaving mark right on the door, immediately over the lock, and the lock just shatters around it. So now there's like a little hole as well as the cleave mark from your axe.
Can't believe that worked.
Yep, so start rushing through, I guess.
Okay, so you walk in and you open the door slowly, and as you look inside, it's fairly well lit inside, and it just looks like a room. There's a few sofas inside. There's a small corner where there's a mat that looks like it's got incense burning.
So this was essentially the employee break room?
In like a pot. Yeah, and there's a little a couple of sets of chairs, and there's a small cabinet off on the northeast side of the room.
I'm immediately making for the cabinet.
I'm going to start turning up the cushions and sheets looking.
I'm going to try to remove the mat, see what's under it.
Okay. Savos make an investigation check.
I'm just going to cover the door, by the way.
Okay. Brotar, make a perception check. 16. So you're just tossing and turning with no regard of, making sure that it looks untouched. You're just tossing a bunch of cushions around. Amongst the pile inside, you find 6 copper pieces.
Rich!
Brotar, everything seems clear.
I was going to say, I rolled a natural 1 for a 6. Where's that dice jail?
Alistair, you lift some of the rugs that are on the ground. There doesn't seem to be any sort of hidden hatch or anything weird from what you can tell. If you want, you can make an investigation check. But just from your like turning it around, there seems to be nothing.
Nat 1!
Oh my god.
Looks like regular floors.
This floor is made of floor.
So what about the cabinet, Jay? Anything in that?
So you try to pull on it and it's locked.
Well, there's another lock. Although if there's alcohol in here, I don't suppose you'd probably want to try to smash it again.
We'll see. But let me try the fish hook.
I step out of the way.
I will try to pick the lock.
All right, make a sleight of hand check for me.
11. Fuck.
11. So you kind of struggle a little bit. It takes you a little bit of time, but eventually you do get this lock. It's a simple lock, so you're just inserting the fish hook and you're just, kind of fishing around in there. No pun intended, Joe. But eventually you do realize that it's a simple, just move one small latch up and it just clicks open. You turn this fish hook and you pull, and you look inside and it just looks like shelves. The cabinet's probably about just human height, maybe about 5.5 feet tall or so. And it just looks like a series of shelves. There's satchels and bags and some folded up clothing inside that looks like the clothing the iridescent guard wear.
Can I feel around to see if there's a secret compartment?
Sure, make an investigation check.
I will bardic inspiration.
I think I'm gonna need it. That's a D8, right?
Yeah.
Jesus, guys, these rolls.
So 8 plus 6?
Okay.
14.
14?
I didn't mean
Holy crap, thank you.
Hope we backload this session with better rolls tonight, guys.
Troy.
Yeah. So you go fishing around.
Tell us something.
On the inside. You're trying to look around the walls. It's okay. Touching all around it. Doesn't seem to have any sort of compartment in there. It looks like a very basic shelf.
Oh, they're just toying with us now.
So do you want to try the unlocked door, or do you want to try ticking door? Because it's probably not in here.
I will admit I am a bit curious as to what's behind the ticking door, but I'm not so sure that it's be... I don't know. Do you suppose it'd be something hazardous?
It might be important to the city, so if it's something, I'd try not to break it if we get in there.
Right. Let's go for the unlocked door. We're running a bit short on time.
Alright. Run out and open up the other door that's unlocked.
Okay. So the first door was the one ticking, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is door number 3, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so you click open the door and walk in immediately, and you just see it's probably about, I'd say about 8 feet in to this squarish room. In the center of it is a elevated bench, and in the middle of it is just like a hole, basically.
Is this the bathroom?
Yeah, it looks like a privy from what you can tell.
Why is it at the end of a long hall?
It's not a long hall. It's like, the whole room is probably like 8.
Oh, I see.
Like 8.
I see.
It's a very large bathroom, essentially.
All
I
right.
will investigate the bathroom.
Okay.
I will just toss
look
and
around.
try to find any kind of hidden compartment.
Okay, make an investigation check as well.
Anyone want to help me?
Yes, I will help you.
Strangest
Yay.
search ever.
Doesn't matter. Fucking
Oh
hell.
my!
Where
what
is the
the hell?
booth?
Yeah, upon entering it and realizing that it's a privy, you're a little bit distracted that it's kind of stinky in there right now. Like something just smells like friendly.
Oh god, I can smell it in my mask.
What did they eat? Fucking gnomish?
Oh, I'm getting out of here. Let's go check the tiki door.
Fuck it. Yep. I will power slide and try to pick the lock super quick.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Can I help him by, like, maybe... I don't know if it's a physical lock, but maybe, like, holding it steady?
Yeah, you can give him the help action and just maybe we'll consider it you're guiding him. You're trying to figure out the puzzle out with him together.
Okay, come on. Fucking damn it!
Oh my god! What? Okay, if we were, like... If we were playing for money,
PPK.
3 7s in a row would be good.
Yeah,
Well,
so
it's a 9.
you guys are kind of fishing around again, attempting to open this lock. It's not budging. It doesn't seem to be as easy as the cabinet or any of the previous ones.
You want me to try to shoot
All
that
right.
thing?
Well, your gun, whatever it is, you use explosives to do that, right?
I mean, there's black powder in there, yeah.
Okay, do you think you can lay enough along the floor just to leave a gap under there?
I mean,
Because you said all the doors are like flush, right?
Yeah, they're like extremely flush to the ground.
so you want a line
In
of
fact,
black
when you
powder
kind
just
of,
along the bottom of the door?
Yes.
All right. So I'll take one of my barrels or my barrel of powder and try to do that.
You could always try to blow off the lock. But stuffing powder
I
in
don't
it.
want to completely destroy it. We already destroyed one lock, and I want to leave this place somewhat easy. I'm just trying to get under the door. Because
Alright,
we can make that hole
fair
bigger.
enough.
Okay. So yeah, you lay out how much feet from the door would you say that you're laying out of this gunpowder?
Well, I'm gonna put a line like at the bottom of the door, and then I guess pull a string of it back. I don't know. How big is this room?
The room you're in is kind of a circular, or it's square, rounded corners, probably about 25 feet across, and directly ahead is probably another 15 or so feet. So it's fairly large. It's not huge.
I'd probably pull a line of powder back as far as I can and hide behind something.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting
you
away
can-
from the damn door.
Yeah.
It would be like near the stairs, basically.
Well,
that you guys
I mean, we have someone who can shoot fire a long ways. I
Oh,
don't think
that's
we need
true.
a line.
I guess I don't have to. I can just do it along the bottom of the door, and then someone can shoot a fire bolt or whatever at it.
Okay. Yeah, you can try to do that. So you're
Savos?
confident that you've laid out enough gunpowder?
James, you there?
Yes, I'm here. What do you need me for?
We need your fire.
Firebolt, gunpowder.
Firebolt!
Okay. So go ahead and roll your firebolt damage. Actually,
You
I'll
should
say
just
go ahead and
fireball.
roll to hit.
As much as I
Roll
want
to
to
hit,
cast a fireball, I can't.
Please don't.
You can roll to hit
kill us
if you
all.
want.
Alright, 25 to hit.
Ooh.
Yes, that'll definitely hit. So you know exactly where Brochar has laid out this gunpowder, and you take aim, and poof, you just see this streaking bolt of fire fly out of Savos' hand, immediately striking this gunpowder, and you guys watch as soon as it impacts, you just hear like a very sharp pop, and a bit of smoke start kind of emanating from that area and slowly filling the room.
Yeah.
I just started trying to fan it with the cloak to get the smoke out of the way and check on the door.
Okay, so you check on the door, and it looks like it hasn't blown like a huge hole, but it's definitely singed the whole bottom part of it, and you can see that it's still kind of on fire. A little bit of the wood has been charred from this door.
Can I take my rapier and
Looks
try
like
to
it's-
make like a little hole at the bottom?
Yeah, so you just begin scraping your rapier underneath, and you probably with that gunpowder get about a couple inches. There's a few inches of a clearing now as you scrape off all this burnt wood.
But we can see the other side, right? Or no?
You can see. You can
Okay.
peer inside.
Rotar, give me the portable hole.
All right.
And I start trying to lay out the portable hole through the underside of the door.
Okay, so you
using
put
my
on
rapier and push it through and try to like lay
yeah.
it
So
under
basically,
the door.
you put the necklace on one hand, the little chain that commands this portable hole, and the bracer on the other to try to just place it directly underneath. And you're confident you've made half of it jut out from your side and half of it jut out on the other side.
All right, we go under the door. Go.
Okay, who's gonna go first?
I'll keep my hand through the thing. Because I think if we don't have that, you're going to be stuck in there.
Question: who has the handy haversack?
That was Grim.
Okay, just want to make sure we're not
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing or ending. This
I
whole
would have
situation.
completely forgot about that, but good thing we don't have it.
Party's
so
gonna
who's gonna go
end
in
real
first?
poorly.
So,
Which
yeah.
one of you guys want to go in
I
first?
guess Alistair will dive in first. He'll start
Okay.
hand stepping people out the other side.
So as you go inside, immediately that ticking sound starts going. What are you doing?
I will back up against the side of the hole on the opposite side of the door.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Uh-oh.
Fucking traps, what the hell? 7.
Oh, God.
Okay. So as soon as you walk through, that ticking sound gets faster and faster, and there's a sudden pause. And as you look up, you are just sprayed with this black liquid that just kind of starts covering your whole face. And before you even have another chance to react, it just a set of white powder just splashes all over you, and you are now covered in the black sticky liquid, as well as this white powder.
Come on. Like, he does not care right now. He is trying to get people through.
Alistair, are you alright in there?
I'm a little more of a powdered donut, but other than that, I'm fine.
Can you breathe alright?
Most likely.
Yeah, it's like obscuring your vision, but not enough to blind you. Just manage to slightly blink your eye as it happens.
I'll head through next.
Okay. So one by one, you guys all step through, and you guys are now in this room. You look around, and it looks like an armory of some sort. There's racks of swords, staves, a few shields, and a few small pieces of armor like bracers and a helmet.
Oh, you're shitting me.
On the mask specifically of the helmet, there's a piece of paper attached to it.
I'd like to pick it up.
Okay. It reads, well, you've found something for sure. The question is, what? That's all it says.
What the devil is that supposed to mean? Like, I'm assuming I read this out loud, just...
Yeah.
Is there like a mannequin anywhere?
No mannequin in this room.
I was thinking maybe armory. Well, we found, I was going to see like the arm was a secret lever or some bullshit.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this right now, because we're all thinking it. These guards are exceedingly bored.
I mean, in fairness, a lot of guards are,
Okay.
but they
So-
are the most creative.
I would like to assess the room, looking around for anything that seems like it might be out of place, anything that's been moved recently.
Okay, make a perception check.
And I will help him with as much as I am able.
I'm gonna start looking.
Ooh,
behind
nice. Let
the
me reroll.
We finally rolled high.
Good lord, that took too long.
I have not rolled above a
So that's
6,
a
I
20.
believe.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay, you look around and it takes you guys a little while. All of you are just kind of looking. Sundus, you eventually find a small panel on the wall, and it looks like it's an off color, so it's not quite the same color rest of the own panels in the room.
What have we here?
Hulk smash.
Is it movable? Or
You can attempt to do so if you want.
yeah.
Okay, so you kind of move around and take a look at it, try to play with it a little bit. It slides to the right, and as you slide it, you see a small wooden figurine carved like a chicken.
What the hell? I'd like to pick it up and examine it, I guess.
Okay. It looks like a carved chicken, like just a very. It's actually kind of
Is
pretty
there
nice
another
considering
note?
it's. No other note.
Okay.
This is
Why?
just like in a little shelf.
It's in a little shelf and it's a wooden carving.
Fuck.
Is there any markings on this, or is it just like a carved chicken?
It's like a straight up carved chicken.
Should we keep this? I mean, seems like a. I don't know. It seems like a poultry prize.
When we get
Crickets.
home, I'm killing you.
Oh, I'm glad you guys can hear me now.
So what do you guys want to do?
Okay, Alistair is gonna take out his disguise kit, and on all the armor, he's just gonna paint, like, just eat a dick, and just dicks everywhere.
Okay. Make a performance check for me.
Oh, I accidentally just rolled it. 25.
Okay. Even though you're doing it with a little bit of, you're trying to speed it up a little bit. You're actually drawing quite accurate dicks. There's some that are veiny. There are some that are kind of curved, crooked, and you're just giving a variety. You're giving a wide variety as you guys are watching Alistair just draw penises and stuff.
There's other rooms we hadn't checked upstairs, right?
No. So you went on the first floor, and it was just an open room with the note pinned on the table. Second floor is the 3 doors, and I think you guys were heading down to the third, where I believe it was Brotar who slipped. A few of you guys, or one of you guys.
Well, the
slipped.
third is where we found these 3 doors, is what I remember.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there was other doors on the second one, I think. Like, we kept on going down.
So is this bottom floor? Or?
Yeah, sorry. No, so the first floor was the open room. Second floor was the 3 doors, and the third floor below is where you just saw the long, dark hallway.
I think we should go down the long, dark hallway.
Nothing bad
That's
ever
nice, that's
happened
the
down a
only
long,
option.
dark hallway.
I guess, yeah.
I'm taking the chicken figurine with me.
Okay.
I'm not leaving this room empty-handed.
So you guys make your way down to this third floor. You guys are now at the foot of the stairs, descending these
I got some
steps,
vindication.
and I believe that. Right, so you guys are at the very edge now of this long hallway, just after completing the stairs, and this is the very bottom now. There's no other stairs that round.
Is it just like an empty place?
It looks like a hallway about maybe 20 or so feet. It starts getting dark, but it's lit up until that point.
Alistair will just shoot a ray of frost just down the hall, see what it lights up.
Okay, so you just shoot this kind of bluish beam of energy out of your hand that just traverses the rest of the hallway. Immediately as you do the first area, you could see kind of what looks like a string that has been frozen from the trail of your frost. And after a few moments, it clicks and snaps, and a trap from underneath, just a net, swoops up and immediately begins to hold, probably not too high, maybe about 8 to 9 feet, just enough to whoever was on the net would raise you maybe 3 or 4 feet from the ground.
Well, I imagine they didn't put this here for nothing. I mean, the other trap was guarding their armory, at the very least.
That's
There's something down here.
meh. Well, keep on going down.
Okay. What's the marching order? You guys just going to walk? Who's going to take the helm of this?
Suppose maybe
I
me,
guess.
since I can see very well in the dark.
Oh yeah, you have superior dark vision.
I
you
do.
asshole. Why is your your perception's good. Your investigation sucks dick.
Yeah, I'm not terribly intelligent.
Don't worry, none of us are.
With a reason. I mean, there's a
Who
reason for
knows?
that.
Well,
Yep, so
I guess yeah, Alistair will be behind him since he's probably done something similar to this before.
I'm also going very slowly, considering the string,
Okay.
just in case there are any other fun bits.
So I'll say you and actually, yeah, you can make a perception check, and if you want to get the help action, or Alistair, you
Alright.
can make
Yep.
it too if you want. But help action, or you can roll.
That will help.
The first one's a 13. Second one's a natural 20.
Roll 20.
Nice.
We are turning this around.
Ding, ding, ding.
You walk up. You keep walking slowly, observing around your environment. At some point, you just were about to step on a panel on the ground that was slightly elevated, and as you kind of step on it, it collapses before you have a chance to fall into it. You just kind of stick your toe out to test it, and you look, and it looks like about a 5-foot fall, not a very high fall. Underneath looks like a bunch of cushions, just at the bottom of this 5-foot drop.
They really took their time setting all this up. Well, there's a drop here, but it looks like they put cushions down.
How far down is it?
5 feet.
I'm gonna drop down.
Okay, so you just drop down and poof, land on this pile of cushions, and it's nice and soft.
Is he able to get up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he has the strength to like muscle up this 5-foot drop, but if someone can help him, yeah, he'll.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
just get up off the pillows is what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. The whole floor, the whole bottom is lined with pillows. Probably another 3 or so feet. There's just stacks of like random pillows, kind of like a foam pit.
What the
Oh.
hell is this place?
I'll hop down and then help him up on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. So it's only about maybe 4 or so feet across that. Eventually, you make it over. You hop over it, and help Savos get up from the other side.
There you are, lad. Alright. Everyone else down. I'll help you across.
Alistair will do the same.
Okay, so everybody gets across this little pit of cushions, and you guys begin to move forward a bit. And Zundis, as you turn around, you could see that there is what looks like it almost looks like a cage, but it's got a bunch of rods inserted into it, like small, about 3 or so feet rods on like a small little cage in the center of the hallway.
So I would describe this to the other party member.
So there's like a cage with rods going through it.
Yeah, like think like slightly larger than a bird cage, and there's just rods like all around it. Probably about 5 or maybe 6 or 7 rods, and each rod is like there's no logic to it. It's not like it's inserted in any sort of pattern. It just looks like it's spikily inserted in there.
Am I able to see anything in the cage?
Make a investigation check.
All right.
I will help.
It's a good thing, too. First one's an 11. Then a 12. So 12.
So it's not too hard. I mean, the rods are inserted very densely in there, but you'd peek in and you could see what looks like a barrel of some sort.
There's a barrel in here.
A cask or a barrel.
Possibly a cask.
With the cage, how far away are the normal bars? Are they able enough to step through?
The bars are probably about, like, the whole cage itself is probably no more than 4 feet, 3 to 4 feet.
Oh.
Each rod is about 3 or 4 feet. So the bars in between, like, you couldn't even really fit a hand in there. It's almost just the width of the rod, which is maybe just a few inches in diameter.
Oh.
Is there appear to be any type of, like, control panel or anything around, or some kind of mechanism?
No, doesn't look like there is.
If I were to pull on the rods, would they move one direction or another?
It looks like it. It looks almost like they're inserted and they kind of just stack and lean on each other inside. So you could pull the rods if you wanted, for sure.
I'd like to try pulling one of them.
Okay. So go ahead and make a intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh. Where's Andy?
2.
Okay, so you pull one rod, and a few of the rods kind of start ding, 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 just hitting each other as you pull this one rod out, and whatever rods it was supporting kind of just start beginning to hit each other. Suddenly, your vision starts tunneling until eventually your vision just goes black. You are blinded.
Oh, what the?
I'm going to pull another rod.
Okay, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Okay, intelligence. 13.
So you pull another rod. This time a few more rods begin to hit each other, but nothing seems to happen. You seem fine.
I will pull another.
Okay, go ahead and make a intelligence check for me.
Seven.
Oh fuck.
So this time you're pulling, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty certain I pulled the first one. There's nothing going to happen on the second one." And as you pull that rod, everything suddenly goes quiet, and you could see your party members speaking to each other, their mouths moving, but you can't hear anything. You are currently deafened.
So
Oh, fucking great.
I can't see anything. Just pointing that out.
Okay.
There's probably about 4 or so rods left.
These gods are sadists.
To be honest,
What?
they're some of the most creative guards I've seen. Fuck it. Well, what are the... Alistair's just gonna take 2 rods and pull them at the same time. Fuck it.
Okay, make an intelligence check twice, please.
Okay.
This is how we lost the party.
12 and 7.
Oh dear.
So, it's a very strange mix of emotions that you're feeling. First, suddenly everything's really funny to you as you just begin
Fucking
falling
Tasha.
and laughing. You're rolling on the floor laughing, but as your eyes open, you look up and you see what looks like a ghostly apparition behind Brotar. It looks humanoid, but its face is melting, and it's got little bits of singed hair as it's floating about a foot from the ground, and it's missing an arm. Little bits of gore and blood are just kind of pouring from its body. You are frightened and have Tasha's hideous laughter on yourself.
Fucking damn it.
Damn, I should have
So
pulled
I
that
cannot
one.
move closer to...
I should have pulled that one. It would have hurt.
You or Savos. So.
I'm going to pull another rod. Shit.
There will be 1 rod left after he pulls.
Fuck it, I'll pull both
Guys,
of them.
these rolls. I did not
bad,
think these
dude.
rods would get all of you.
Oh, good. Always prepare for bad rolls.
5 and an 8. Good
It's
lord.
bad enough. It's bad enough that you're deafened and you can't hear anything. What's even more disturbing now is that everything looks very confusing to you. You don't even know where you are. You don't even know what's happening. Why do you have rods held in your hands? Who are these people you're traveling with? You are considered confused.
Was this all of us or just who pulled the
Just the
rod?
first-
No, these are the people pulling the rods.
Okay.
So
So you're completely fine. You're going to be the...
I'm going to be
You're
the
gonna be
savior
the
of the team
normal one.
tonight.
Grappled, incapacitated, invisible, paralyzed, petrified, poison, prone, restrained, stunned, uncut. Where the fuck is it?
Would I know how to break the hideous laughter spell, being that I've probably seen it before?
you can try to make a wisdom save, but the DC will be high because you're currently under the effect.
Okay. so wisdom
Savos, go ahead
save.
and roll. Savos, roll a
20.
d10 for me.
Okay.
Okay,
what
yeah,
was
you
the
seem
other
to
effect
know
I
how
got?
to end the spell. You have deafness and
So, yeah.
confusion on you.
Yeah, but I pulled 3 total, so shouldn't I have 3 effects?
Oh, you pulled 3 total.
Yeah, he
Um,
just pulled 2 again.
I rolled an 8 on an intelligence.
so
check.
there's only 1 left, right?
Yeah.
One
Well,
rod.
Okay, so I pulled 2, Savos has pulled 3, Zundis has pulled 1. So that's
Yes.
6.
So there's currently one left.
No,
Yeah, so only confusion takes effect on you and deafness.
I mean, they can't all be bad,
Did I
right?
pull the last one? The last one?
Oh no,
pull it?
2, 4. This is 1, my 2. So no, yeah, Sabos pulled 4.
I pulled 4.
Okay, so that's just
I didn't
all of
pull
them,
4.
right?
Yeah.
I do believe. Let me.
Okay, Savos,
Yeah, you
make
saved
a
on
wisdom.
1, and then you pulled
sorry.
a second one, and then that happened.
Roll a d10 for me.
Another one?
Oh boy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, you roll a 4. You cannot move, and you can't take any actions.
Great. So I'm like restrained. Yeah, sure.
Actually, yeah. So
Yeah,
by the
so-
time you even reached for the 7th, you can't even move. Like you can't even.
Oh fuck!
Like as soon as you pulled the 6th one, you just got locked up suddenly.
What happened? I can't see anything.
Alistair's just trying to pinch himself or punch himself to try to break Tasha's laughter because
Yeah. So
every
you
time you get
managed
hurt.
to avoid laughing, but this visage is now kind of creeping closer to you. It's just floating towards you, and you can't help but run away from the situation.
Fuck. So do I have any presence of mind to know this is probably an effect, or no?
At this moment, I mean, you did with the Tasha's, but this thing is just frightening too. Like you can't even go and test to see if it's a specter or anything of that sort. You're just frightened of it, and you're running away.
Rotar, help!
Yeah, so Brotar, you're just standing there, and you're watching your whole party just lock up or laugh, and Sundus is just like walking into walls. Alistair's running away from you wherever you move.
What the hell do y'all want me to do about this?
Haunted.
I don't know. That's what you're. I don't know. That's what's happening with your
I'm
party.
asking, is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, that's what you're seeing. But
is following
as far as you're concerned, it's like it's behind Brotar all the time. So it's like you're afraid of essentially Brotar's kind of personal space. Yeah, Brotar. So you're just watching all this go down. There's one rod left, and there's a cask in the middle of this cage.
A cask like of booze or something?
I don't know. It looks like a barrel of some sort, a cask.
Well, we came here for booze, so I'm going to go tap that keg and see what's in it.
Well, we're assuming the last bar will open the cage.
Oh. Well, fuck. I mean, I see what is going on with all the nuttiness going on around me. And I'm thinking, honestly, Brotar's thinking that they can't all be bad, but if they are, then we're all fucked. If I get fucked up too. Fuck it. I'm gonna go pull that last rod just to see.
Okay,
you only live once, bitches. What am I rolling?
You got this, bro.
Intelligence.
Nope.
Shit.
Intelligence with your modifier.
My modifier is still
scared
0.
to give Bardic Inspiration.
18. The dumb guy rolled good.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna grab the rod and look at
so you pull the rod,
boy.
and nothing happens. It's perfectly fine, but the cage does eventually just disappear, and what is revealed to you is this barrel/cask in the middle of the room.
I feel like smacking each and every one of you with this goddamn rod because I don't know what the fuck's wrong with y'all.
You got a ghost.
What are you talking about? A ghost?
There's a ghost? Where the fuck is the ghost?
It's on Brotar's shoulder.
I'm gonna thump Alastair with the rod. I'm not gonna hit him real hard, but I'm just gonna like kind of slap him in the face with it.
I'm going to shoot a ray of frost over his shoulder at the ghost where I think it is.
Yeah, so as you even approach Alistair to get close to him, he's just running from you, like he's full on sprinting, sometimes even running up the stairs just to try to avoid you as you get closer.
Okay,
So-
fuck these idiots. I'm gonna go find this or the barrel
Okay, so
and see if I can
go
figure out
and
how to
you-
open it.
Okay, you go and try to look at it. Make a... Actually, yeah, no, I'll just say you go up to it and you can see that the lid is removable on top of it. It's got a little bit of like a a kind of corkscrew you could kind of spin around. So you just go and spin into it, and without even having to roll anything, you just can smell the fermentation coming out of this barrel.
Guys, I think I found what we came for.
Excellent. If only I could see it.
So you guys probably wait about 10 minutes or so, and eventually everybody just returns to the normal selves.
Oh, thank the gods, I can see again.
Alistair, pissed off at everything that is going on, he will just leave a note saying, "We have taken our prize," and I will leave the red cultist mask that I still have.
Oh my god. Okay.
And tell everyone, okay, now we book it.
Are we taking the barrel with us?
Oh yeah.
I am leaving.
Put it in the portable hole if we need to.
I am leaving the chicken right where the barrel was sitting.
Well,
okay.
No, take the chicken. That is our prize.
Are you sure? Okay.
The chicken is our prize.
The chicken is my god now. My holy symbol.
I can make it that way.
Praise be, Colonel.
Praise super mega ultra chicken.
I'll just start wearing a white suit. Freaking red and white stripe.
You guys rolled and hit every single. The DC was 8 and went up by 2 every time you pull the rod. So somehow you all failed, every single one except Savos for 1.
And Brotar.
And Brotar at the end, yeah.
Every time I use the flaming smite, I'm like, do you want original recipe or extra crispy?
But now we run out.
Yeah, no, we're booking it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you guys begin to make your way out. As that's happening, while they're in there, Gray, you're outside, and the whites are suddenly pouring from this little hole, and you see a few of the iridescent guard. Some of them are just jumping, moving away from this area, and firing off different shots. Some of them flame, some of them ice. And a few others run in, wielding their staves as they begin to just fight these whites. Without you noticing, one of them suddenly comes up from behind you as you could hear it lumbering, and another. And suddenly you are faced with 2 whites that you've encountered, so go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh, 17.
17, got it. Okay, so you're first up as these 2 whites suddenly appear beside you. One of them it's almost like they're directly in front of you, but one of them is on your left, and the other one is directly to your right.
Okay, so
one of them is kind of like 11 o'clock on the clock. If 12 is directly ahead of you, one of them is at 11 o'clock, one of them is at 3 o'clock.
okay, so they're not exactly flanking. All right, good.
No, they're not.
Okay, so I'm going to cast Hexblade Curse on the one on 11 o'clock. I'm gonna hit him once. Then I'm gonna hit the other one. Okay, actually, first I summon Fortune.
Okay, great. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
Natural 20.
Wow. Okay. So
See, boys, this is how you roll.
That's 18
Tell my
damage.
dice that.
Yeah, for the first one.
Oh, that's nasty. Okay, so that's the one in front of you, or the one on your right?
The one on 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit the other one. The one on 3 o'clock.
Okay, go ahead. So you just pull up your fortune summon the golden longsword from your hands, and you just immediately strike the one in front of you with no hesitation. That'll
26 to hit. Okay, so that's 14.
That was a natural 19. It's just, I assume
Oh yeah, that. No, but that.
Yeah, so that's
I
a critical
had.
as well.
No, I had Hexblade Curse on the one on 11 o'clock. I hit the one on 11 o'clock and then the one on 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So as long as you had Hexblade on that one, then you do crit.
Okay.
Yeah. But does the longsword also... Oh, no, you didn't wager, right?
No.
Okay, so it's just a straight up hit, so that's 11 damage on the one on the right?
Yeah, but because of Hexblade Curse, 19 is a crit.
Oh, yeah. Got it. So
on that target yeah.
Okay, so I roll another.
So that's another 4. So we double the dice. So that'll be... That's 4 plus... Oh, wait.
Plus the 3 for normal Hexblade Curse. Yeah.
So what's the total on the one on the right?
14.
14 on the right, and
18 on
18 on second. So
yeah.
With 2 quick strikes, you just immediately cut the first one in front of you. It just lets out this noise as soon as you strike it, and the one on the right is about to lunge at you. You parry it, slicing its arm in the process.
Okay, can I bonus action misstep about 30 feet back?
Yep. So you do so, and you just appear 30 feet back away from them. You can see them from a distance. They're just swinging down and hitting nothing but air.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that's my turn.
Okay. So one of them is going to run up to you, and they're slow in the beginning, but slowly they just kind of limp their way, and they're starting to gain towards you. The one that was in front of you, the one that was to your right is going to start lumbering towards you. It's going to run up to you, and it's going to hold its hand out almost near your face. I need you to make a DC 13 con save.
Okay. That's an 8.
It rolled a 21 to hit, so it'll still hit you. So suddenly it just reaches out and it just grasps. So what does that raise your AC to?
25.
25? Okay. So it's attempting to reach out and grab your jaw, and as it does so, it just kind of slowly, as soon as it reaches to grab your jaw, you just manage to duck out of the way. It's then going to take a longsword that it's holding in its hand and attempt to strike you.
Just a reminder that for this entire turn, my AC is 25.
Yeah, so that was a 4 plus 4 to hit, so it fails. So it just goes to strike you, and you move out of the way again. 2 quick ducks. Very good for you for avoiding that life drain attack. The second one on the distance is just going to ignore you and start moving towards one of the other iridescent guards. So you are now in a one-on-one with this creature. So it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to attack him twice. Actually, no, I can't do that because I fucking spent my 2 spell slots. So yeah, I'm gonna attack him twice.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
26 to hit and 21 to hit.
That'll hit. Both.
So that's 23 damage total.
23 plus the 14 you already dealt, right?
Yeah.
So 37, got it. So you just go and strike at this thing, and you are just like slicing pieces of its body apart as it's just lumbering towards you, attempting to grab you, but you're too quick, and you just managed to just cut this creature off. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
No, I'm gonna. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna book it towards the garrison.
Okay. So it's going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
That's fine.
That's a 12, so yeah, I think that misses. So it just, again, tries to strike you, and you just move out of the way. You move 30 feet, and you are probably about 10 to 15 feet from the garrison at this point.
Okay.
The white is going to be relentless and begin moving towards you. Once again, it is struggling to even lift its longsword, but it's bent on your destruction. It is going to eventually close the gap and make 2 strikes against you.
Oh boy.
That's an 18 on the first and a critical on the second.
Oh shit. Yeah, the critical hits. The 18 misses.
That's going to be 22 points of slashing damage.
God
As it
damn it.
just begins to carve into you, into your back as you're running away from it. It's just, yeah, that's going to be its only move. So it's going to be your go. You're about 15 feet from the garrison.
I'm not gonna run again. Jesus fuck. Okay. I'm gonna cast darkness. Actually, no. When he hit me, can I? Would I have? Can I call it now? Hellish rebuke.
Yeah. I'll say if you want it, just remember it
Okay.
next time. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. I keep forgetting I'm. So that's 18.
DC 16 save.
Yeah.
Yeah, so roll a 10 plus 2, so 12 total, so it's a fail. So you just start whispering this very ancient language that's hellish in nature towards it, and this flame just engulfs it immediately, and it just starts screaming, and it falls to the ground in a heap as it's just now burning. A little bit of the frost that's formed on the ground is kind of sizzling at certain moments, but it is it's done.
And that's how it's done, bitches.
Yep. So you're
And
still
then I
about
run
10,
into the garrison.
15 feet. Okay. So you run into the garrison, and it takes a little moment. You're just kind of looking around, trying to figure out what these steps are, until eventually you see the guys running towards you from the stairwell, the rounded stairwell that you guys all eventually meet up in.
Bunch of weird things attacking the town. We can fucking run away, or we can have some fun.
Oh, that's great. Does anyone know how I can get this armband off then?
I will attempt to pick the lock.
Here, I will hand him the fishing hook of lockpicking.
Okay. You go and look at this bracer, and it is solid all the way around. It doesn't even seem to be like, you know how if you were to take that bracelet and there would be a break that normally where the thing would kind of open up. It's solid all the way around. There's nowhere to put the fish hook.
Oh shit, there's no lock to pick, man. I'm sorry.
All right, so I pull out my pistol and start pointing it at it.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Fuck.
I mean, he probably still wants to keep his hands.
That, and it's probably magical, which means it is highly resistant to normal physical trauma.
I'm gonna quick cast Identify on it.
Okay. So you burn a spell slot to do so?
And my computer crashed. Fabulous.
Oh.
Yes, I burn a spell slot.
Okay. It is a anti-magic bracer. So there is no magic that emanates from this from Zundus right now due to this item.
So it's not resistant to anything at all. It just cancels magic.
It cancels magic, and it is not an enchantment on an item. It is the item itself that's able to do it.
Okay. I'm just gonna tell that to the party.
Did we see how he put that bracer on him? Like, how did it even
Make
attach in the
a-
first place?
I'll say make a history check just to see.
Should I help him based on my memory of watching him do it on my own arm?
16.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
16.
Wow.
Okay. He didn't clasp it on. He slid it over top of Savos's or Zundus's arm, and it just kind of shrank around his wrist. So it wasn't like clasped on like normal manacles. It just slipped on.
Savos, how powerful of
And
a
as you guys
healer
are
is your
inside, you
father?
could just now hear on the outside yells as suddenly it sounds like a battle is ensuing outside. You hear spells being thrown off. You hear a large blast from the outside, what sounds like fireball of some sort.
Oh shit! I mean, guys, this isn't our fight. We can just walk away.
We are the ones
Except-
who technically opened the hole. We deserve to at least
Yes.
help as much
I'm
as
gonna
But
try something.
it's not our problem.
I'm gonna try something very stupid.
that's D&D.
Okay.
Zundus is gonna look up at the sky and say, "Well, people are dying. Here's your chance. I've got this thing on my arm. I have the ability to be able to do something to protect these people. So do something."
Are you talking to your imaginary friend?
I don't
He's
think my
basically
father
calling out the
can-
gods.
I don't think my
Make
father
a-
can heal mental illnesses. You're on your own.
No,
problem.
he's trying to plead to the gods.
I mean,
Roll a percentage die and add 10 to the result.
110.
Yeah.
What?
No one
the
heeds your
holy
fuck?
shit.
You look up at the sky, and it's just a chaos of the battle that's ensuing. You don't get any sense any gods are listening to you.
What?
No
I
shocker
have
there.
got to take a screenshot of that one.
Yeah, I already took my screenshot. Jesus.
That's a critical failure on a
Oh,
any sort
wow.
of divine intervention check.
Oh yeah, it has to be under your level. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't care. It's still a fucking 100 out of 100.
He rolled a 110 on a D100.
That's nuts.
Right?
Wait, so no matter what, he would have failed.
But-
Yep.
It's a critical
yeah.
fail, yeah. He would have to get below 5% in order to.
Jesus.
But even
Yeah.
with the plus 10, that would have been a 15.
Yeah. So
Well, right now he's only level 5, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, anything would have failed, right?
yeah,
Just
pretty
like the
much,
gods.
You never know. If he gets a 1, there's a possibility it could have changed.
Well, he did get a 1 just
plus
with a couple extra zeros.
A 1 with a little extra baggage.
Yeah, even though I added the 10, the natural 1 might possibly have done something. Maybe not a lot, but something.
He fucking pinned it.
Yeah,
God damn,
that's
yeah.
exactly what I was expecting.
Alistair is just gonna try to say fuck it and rip it off. Try to pull as hard as he can to stretch it.
Okay, make a strength check.
Yeah. 2.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Oh, my
it's not
God.
good.
Can I try to rip it off?
If you want, I just want to. It's not going to come off. I just want to see if you break an arm or something doing this because you're just.
Oh, my God. What
Okay.
material is it made of?
Some magic
Yeah.
bullshit, probably.
Is it metal or is it like leather or?
It's metallic.
Ugh.
I wish I had
It's
to
like a-
spell magic.
It's a bit darker than like a regular gray steel or a silver steel, but yeah, it's metallic. So the battle continues outside. You are now hearing more and more chaos as that's erupting outside as time goes by that you guys are inside.
Well, boys, let's go then. And I step outside.
Okay. Rest of
Before
you guys
we
are
step
following?
outside, I'm going to pop disguise self and go back to the church, staying as far away from the combat as I possibly can.
Okay,
That's
so
what I was gonna say.
it'll take you a little while. But as you guys pop outside, Gray, immediately you see that now hordes are pouring. It's probably, at this point, maybe about 15 to 20 that have kind of poured through this hole, and they've actually made the hole bigger at this point.
And how many guards?
A lot of the iridescent guards. There's probably, I believe there's around 12 guards facing this horde right now. One of them immediately runs towards you and says, "You have to get the Archmage. You have to get him now." And he turns around and gets struck
That's when
by
I
a
start
white.
booking it.
Yeah, my
I was
friend
gonna
is
say,
gonna
fuck it,
go.
he's gonna
yeah.
jump into the battle.
Okay,
So who's
my
gonna
friend's
stick
gonna.
around?
I'm gonna stick around.
I'll stick around.
Okay.
Same.
I'm still a wanted man. I'm getting the fuck out of there.
You could possibly get a pardon for helping the city.
Not happening.
What the
Okay, so
fuck did
Savos,
you
you're
do?
running. So Savos is running. The rest of you are going to stay and fight.
Yeah.
Can I try to
Okay,
hypnotic pattern all the whites in the hole?
I'll say we'll do this. Roll initiative. I'll get everyone to roll
Okay.
initiative first, and then we'll see where things fall.
Fucking 11.
13.
I have been rolling for shit. The only good roll
11.
I had was painting dicks.
Gray, what's your initiative?
Do I have to roll again?
Yeah, because you went out, and then you're gonna go
Okay.
back into
Speaking of
Sorry.
shitty rolls, do we
15.
hang on to those rods that we pulled out of the thing?
I don't know. Did you? I don't know if you did.
I didn't
I
take
think
it.
the rest of the guys
Tossed
definitely
them down
dropped it.
as soon as I saw the thing.
Yeah, I'll say at this point, like if you want, you could still have the rod on you.
Okay. Is there anything special about it? We can wait till later. That's fine.
You're not sure.
Okay. I'll
But
put
you're
it,
in
yeah.
combat. Okay. So that'll be Gray first, with Sundus after. So
All right.
immediately you guys go rushing in, and you are greeted with a few guards who are being cornered. So they're being cornered just near the outpost that you guys were at. You guys are probably about 10 feet or so from what looks like about 6 whites that are surrounding these guys in a semicircle.
Okay, I'm gonna. Do I see any of the whites being getting hit by the guards?
No, they're currently just kind of being cornered, and they don't have a means to escape right now.
Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on one of the whites.
Okay. So yeah, they're just in a row, kind of a semicircle row, left to right. So I'll just say pick arbitrarily, like the right side, I guess.
Sure, that's fine.
The right.
The right side would be towards the gate. So yeah, okay.
Okay.
What save?
Do I roll it? Actually, before that, do I roll a 2d8 or 2d12? Because if they're missing any hit points, I roll d12s.
This
if
one,
not-
the one they all look like they're unscathed. So
Okay, so it's a 16 wisdom save. Oh, I actually rolled pretty well. 14. If they miss.
yeah, that's a 10. That's an 11. So they failed.
Boom. Okay, boys. Let's have some fun.
I'm gonna have to
Sorry, one
rely on my martial prowess alone. Fuck it.
Would you still be able to at least divine smite?
Probably not.
So that's anything else you want to do on your turn, Gray?
I am probably gonna stand behind Zendas.
Okay. Yeah, so you're probably still about 10, 15 feet from these guys, but you just cast the
Okay.
dead on the furthest one on the right. We'll try Theater of the Mind today so that you guys
All
get
right.
used to it. So that's going to be Zundis. Next, Brotar, you're after.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
I can't use like any of my divine stuff at all, right? Not just my spells, but like anything.
You're not aware. You could. Yeah, you'll have to test the extent of what this will do. It's an anti-magic field, so you're not quite sure what that means.
See. All right. Well, I suppose I will rush forward and charge at the one nearest to me and try to swipe at him with my sword a couple of times. Just basically barreling into him and trying to run him down.
Okay, yeah. So you just immediately rush into battle as these groups of guards are being cornered. You appear behind one near where Gray attacked.
25 to hit for the first one for
Hold on.
5 damage.
Got it. So you just see this white begin to kind of shamble and clutch its head as you look at Gray casting Toll of the Dead on it. You rush up to the one beside that one and begin cutting at it. One of them, it manages to move out of the way. However, you do strike.
I guess I can attempt and see if it'll work if I can use Divine Smite on the one that I hit.
Okay. Yeah, you attempt to cast Divine Smite and no effect occurs.
Yeah, guess I'm on my own. That'll end my turn.
Does your sword, was that, actually no, it's fine. That's okay. That's just his regular hit anyways. Okay. Rotar, you're up. Alistair, you're after.
I guess I'll start with the bonus action mark the dude that he was just attacking.
Okay, got it.
And then I'll shoot him twice with Dolphin.
Okay. Go ahead and make 2 shots towards
First
it.
one's 26 for 10 total damage.
That'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll.
Second one is 24 for 14 damage. So 30 or 24 total.
Got it.
And
So you just watch
That's all of it.
Zundis run up to. You watch Zundis run up to it, begin slicing at it, and as you watch Zundis's movement, as he bobs and weaves, there's a moment where Zundis just ducks, just slowly out of its way, and you see the head of this white, and you begin just peppering it. You manage to shoot one of its eyes through its eye sockets in the process, as this white just suddenly begins to shamble. It turns around and is already looking at you guys, while the others are still facing the guards. Okay. That's the end of your turn. Alistair, you're up.
All right. From where the hole is there like how far away is the hole, I guess, from us?
The hole? Which one?
Yeah,
the hole from
like where they're pouring.
So you're facing the whites in a corner. That's probably about 10 to 15 feet. The hole is probably about 60 feet to your right. So.
All right. So Alistair will try to cast Hypnotic Pattern at like whatever the biggest group of whites are in this range. He will try to Hypnotic Pattern all of them.
Okay. What's the radius?
It's 120 feet, and then it's a 30-foot cube.
Got it. So what is that? A save, right? Wisdom save.
Yeah, so
So
whatever
make a
this
save.
biggest group is.
So I'll say you managed to target with that range. Yeah, I'll say you managed to target all that are coming through that area, about 20 to 30 or so. So I'll roll 3 saves for each group of 10. Failure on the first. What's the DC again?
It is 15.
15. 16 on the second. So success on the second group. And failure on the third. So you managed to actually hypnotic pattern 20 of them.
Okay. That's something.
Actually, wait, yeah, 30-foot cube. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I misread that. I thought it was the whole range. So 30-foot cube, I'll say, yeah, you get about 15 of them. Half of them are hypnotic patterns, so about 7 or 8.
All right, and fucking hell, I will burn my last bardic inspiration and use it on Zundis.
Thanks. I think I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, so you just look over and you see that these whites with their skin falling off, pieces of their body, as well as their shredded clothing, begin to crawl through with wielding weapons in the process. The iridescent guard are fighting a few of them, but they're unable to hold off this horde. Suddenly, half of the ones stop, and they're just staring at what looks like nothing. But the rest of you can see that it's a set of colors that are twisting and weaving. I'll say, go ahead and roll a d20.
Just a straight D20.
Straight d20.
Natural 20.
Damn.
Got about damn time.
It looks like you targeted a nice portion of this wall with these whites, and the rest of the horde is kind of like trying to squeeze through a small portion of it. So you actually managed to slow down the flow of whites due to the specific ones you targeted, kind of blocking the path.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? You're good?
Yeah, I mean, for right now.
So
That's all
a
I
few
can
of the
do.
whites begin to close in on the guards that are surrounding the wall. Some of them are putting up quite a good fight. 2 of them turn to use on this and are going to attempt to attack.
All right.
I got no more cutting words.
That's a 16 and an 18.
Neither.
Okay, so they just begin to swing at you and, or sorry, 16 and 22. Sorry.
Yeah, that one hits.
So the second one will, one of them is actually gonna, or both of them take a swing at you. One of them manages to strike you in the. You suffer 15 plus 15 points of slashing damage as they both, or as one of them attempts to strike at you with this long sword. The other one actually manages to hit. One of them is actually gonna. Actually, they're both gonna strike again at you since they have multi-attack.
Okay.
That's a 22 and a 12.
The 22 hits.
Okay. You suffer a further 10 points of slashing damage.
All right. I'm down to 15.
Or sorry. Remove 7 points from that actually. So add 7 points.
Okay.
I mean, it's, great. So they just begin to lunge at you and start smashing you. You manage to duck out of the way out of a few of them. One of them is going to run by you towards, or sorry, 2 of them are going to run by you and try to attack Rotar and Alistair. Make an attack of opportunity. Zundis.
Okay.
Excellent.
Zundis or
On both or just one?
Gray is still far away, so they're actually you're watching Gray as two of them are running towards you guys, but they're closing the gap
on both of them, or just one of them?
I believe you can only make an attack opportunity on one reaction.
Probably doesn't matter. 13.
That just misses. Their AC.
You got a bardic
as you do
inspiration?
strike.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, let me do a bardic inspiration, I guess.
Yeah,
So that's
that'll hit.
21
for 5 damage.
Yeah, so you look up to them, and it's strange because they're like zombie-like creatures, but they do have what looks like studded leather armor on their bodies, and you just managed to get through this one of the sides where there's an exposed part of the body, striking this creature. They're going to both attempt multi-attacks on Brotar and Alistair.
I don't have cutting
on
words.
Alistair, that's a 21 and a natural 1 on you, Alistair.
Okay, well, the natural 1 misses.
That's a 20 and a 14 on you, Brotar.
One hit.
Okay. That is 3 points of slashing damage on you, Alistair, and 5 points of slashing damage on you, Brotar.
How far away are they?
Who, the whites or?
The ones that just attacked Brotar.
They're about 10 to 15 feet behind, so you rushed up ahead.
Okay.
They're 10 to 15 feet behind you.
It is probably not going to work. But I would like to attempt to use my channel divinity ability, Rebuke the Violent.
Okay. Remind me what that is again.
Hold on, I'll post it in chat. Basically, if it works, they make a wisdom saving throw. On failure, they take a radiant damage equal to half the damage they just dealt. Because they weren't targeting me specifically.
Yeah, so because you took the attack of opportunity, that would be your reaction. So you
Right, okay. Never mind then. It's worth effort.
That's going to end their turn. Gray, you're up. Zundis, you're after.
Okay, I am going to. So, how many of them are still cornering the guards?
There are two on Zundis that have turned around. With the one you told on the dead, and the other one he was fighting. Two of them have rushed by towards you guys, and another two of them are fighting the guards now. Which there's about, you could see that now that it's been revealed, there's probably about 3 guards that are being cornered.
Okay, I want to try and flank the one who's on Zendis.
Okay, so you'll move. What's your movement? 30?
30 feet.
Or you have higher? 30? Okay.
30.
You'll be able to flank. Yeah, just one of them you'll be able to flank for sure.
Okay.
The one you told on the dead would be the closest one to you.
I'm going to attack him twice.
Okay. So go ahead and roll it with.
So
advantage.
the first one is a 23 to hit.
Yep. So 14 is their AC, so anything above will hit that.
Okay, so the first
total damage.
21.
21 will hit.
21 damage total.
Oh, 21 damage total. Got it.
Yeah.
And the second hit.
Oh no, 21 damage.
Like both attacks.
Yeah. Both
Okay,
attacks.
got it. So yeah, you just run up to this thing and you immediately begin to slice at it, and run up right beside Zundis. You see Zundis just bobbing and weaving out of the way this anti-magic bracer on him is giving him a little bit of a hard time. You flank this creature and immediately strike it in the back. And Sundus, you just watch as you turn to your right. This golden sword just pierces right through its throat as the white suddenly falls on the ground and begins to twitch.
Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Do we keep fighting or do we get the fuck out of here?
I'm not leaving these people to die.
Oh god, heroes everywhere.
You shouldn't have partied with us.
Great.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Zundis, you're up. Brotar, you're after.
All right, so there's just the one left, right?
Yeah, there's just the one in front of you, and then to your left, there's not immediate left, but to your 11 o'clock, there's 3 guards facing off against 2.
I'll shout to the guards as I'm attacking this one. Can any of you get this damn bracer off me? If you can, I can be a lot more helpful.
So you shout this out to them?
Yeah, as I'm attacking the white.
Okay, 18 will hit.
18 and a 15. That's 8 and 8.
Okay, so both hit. You're only noticing it now, but as you strike these creatures, the Blade of the Balancing Sky doesn't have quite as much of an effect on it due to the anti-magic field.
Fuck.
And they are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. So your weapon will effectively do half damage. So that's
8 total.
8 damage total on the one in front of you.
Well, I am just completely fucked. I guess that's my turn.
Okay. Brotar, you're up. Alistair, you're after.
And is the dude that's in front of me the one that I marked? Or the one that's left, I should say?
The one that's in front of you is the one you... Oh, sorry. You shot the one that's on Zundis. Zundis is currently fighting the one you marked.
Okay, that's the only one left? Is that right? Or is there more?
Well,
that's the only one left in front, and you got 2 in front of you.
Gotcha, okay. So I'll just keep shooting at that guy, I guess.
The guy fighting Zundis or the one in front?
Yeah, the one that I marked that's fighting Zundis.
Okay, got it.
I'll take
So go ahead and
2
make
shots with Dolphin on him. First one's a 15
That'll hit.
for 18.
Nice, nice. Damn.
And the second one...
So you don't even have to fire your second one. You just watch this white run up to you, and you smack its hand out of the way, pull out your pistol, see Zundis's enemy starting to falter, and you just pop a shot, and its head just explodes in the process as it falls on the ground. It begins to twitch once again.
Okay, so then
Good shot.
that shot killed him. So can I
so you have another
retcon? I rolled 2 of them there. Can I retcon the second one? Bonus action, move the mark to one of the other dudes that's still alive.
Yes. So
And
there's
then-
one in front of you, one beside Alistair.
I'll shoot at the
2
one
on the guards.
beside Alistair, and I'll move the mark to that
Okay.
guy, and then 26 for 15.
Okay, got it.
All right.
So you just kind of cross-arm John Woo style. You just shoot one and immediately pull your pistol and shoot the other one right beside Alistair. It shoots it through the neck, but the creature's still unmoving, still persistent towards Alistair. Anything else on your turn? I think that's movement.
No, I'm just gonna stay where I'm at because I can hit those guys from where I am.
Got it. Alistair, you're up.
All right, so how bad do you look, Zundis?
I'm at 22 out of 39, so I'm pretty scuffed
I
up.
have more hit points than you,
I don't have a super high con.
I guess.
Yeah, he's got the AC.
Like my max HP is 41.
Wait,
you're
Zundus, how much health do you
Yeah.
have again?
22 out of 39.
You barely have more health than me.
Yep. I don't have a super high con, but I have a super high AC.
fair enough. Okay, so
Yep.
Alistair at second level will try to cast Shatter on the two right in front of us.
Okay.
So just trying to get them in a circle and then Shatter.
What's the DC on that?
DC 15
15, right?
con
Okay.
save. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just remember your spell saves are all 15, right?
Yeah. And I rolled
That's 2 failures.
pretty much average damage.
That's a 3 and an 8 on both of them, so they both fail.
Okay, so they both take 13 thunder.
So you just immediately let out this loud boom. Luckily, not hitting anyone else. I think you could control it. Just so it's outside of.
Try to aim it just to get these two guys.
Okay, got it.
If
So
need
you
be, he would hit himself.
Yeah. No, you'll be able to hit. You got about 15 or so feet of clearing, and you have a way to. What's the rate? What's the?
It's a 10-foot radius.
Okay, yeah.
It's
So
a
you'll get
20-foot
both of these
sphere.
guys.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you can hit the other two as well. Hold on.
Isn't like Zundus and Gray like in between that area?
They are, but the other two whites are like I would imagine it that you're on the. Yeah, like you would just have enough to hit.
Like if
Actually, yeah.
If I
Okay,
could-
so if you were to do it, you could get the other two as well, but you might hit Zundus. So it's up to you.
back.
You could hit 4 of them, but then there's Zundus would have to make a con save as well.
And I already know his con is bullshit, so no,
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Okay, got it. Great. So you just let out this loud crackling boom that just emanates and explodes throughout the area. These two whites just begin shrieking as they're standing in front of you and Brotar. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I can't do anything as a bonus action now, so nope.
Okay, got it. So the white in front of you, Zundus, is going to attempt to move away. Both you and Gray get opportunity attacks on it.
All right.
Excellent. Is that with advantage because we're flanking?
Yeah, it would be with advantage. So
All right.
both of you are kind of just like looking at each other, and this white's in between.
23 to hit. 9 damage.
19 for 6, or basically 3.
So as this creature attempts to move away from both of you, you guys look at each other, nod, and great. You just do a 360 and slice its legs off, and Zundus does a 360 and slices its head off as both of you just cleave this thing and leave a torso hanging on the ground or falling on the ground.
And then I fist bump Zundus.
So I do the same, but with my shield, because, hands are full.
The other two are going to just attempt to reach out to both Brotar and Alistair, each one of them, and are going to attempt a life drain on you.
No. Go away.
Oh,
No
dear.
bad touch.
That's
Bad
a
touch.
16 on you, Alistair, and an 18 on Brotar.
That
hits.
hits.
Okay, I need you guys to make DC 13 con saves, please.
And fuck.
21.
Alistair, you take 3 points of necrotic damage. Brotar, you take 5 points of necrotic damage. And Alistair, your
I think it's what max HP goes down by 3.
Yeah, your max HP goes down by 3.
Oh dear.
As they both kind of reach towards your jaw, and you just feel the life being drained out of your body. Brotar, you just hear Prince Severin in the back of your mind going, "You may be of no use to me,
Son of
but
a
I won't
bitch.
let you die."
Oh.
He just pushes this effect out of your body.
Woo.
That's going to end their turns. As actually you now see the other two are just beginning to attack the guards that are nearby. Tearing into both of them. One of them actually falls, so there are only 2 guards left now. Gray and Gray, you're up. Sundus here.
All right.
Okay, I am going to go for the one of the whites attacking the guards. 2 attacks. Pop, pop.
Got it.
Oh shit!
So you have to kind of step over
Swish.
the body, and as you go and strike, you just see one of the guards kind of try to push his way through the white, and you just pull your attack back just so that you don't strike them. No effect.
Did you roll double
Anything else you
twos?
wanna do?
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
And that's my turn.
No bonuses, nothing.
I got nothing. I got nothing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
Zundus,
turn.
you're up. Brotar, you're after.
Gotcha.
Is there any way that I might be able to bob and weave around to get in between the guards and the whites?
Yeah, you can enter their melee range, and then you can just stand between them if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Just your move.
I'd like to do that and then attack the one that, that Gray was just trying to attack,
Yes,
but
that would be your
shielding the
left
guards
one.
with my body.
Okay, facing them, that would be your left one. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
$25 on the first one for 10,
that'll
so
definitely hit.
5.
Got it. Yeah, so you
Like
pull
a
the
12 on the
blade of
next one.
Right. So you go and strike with Blade of Bouncing Sky, this blackened silver speck sword. Strike at the first one. You immediately cut through its chest. But you just manage to slightly pierce the studded armor that it's wearing. And the second one, you go to slice, and it just, again, gets parried out of the way by this white, who seems somewhat sentient. Anything else you want to do?
No, basically just sort of ready myself. What's that?
How many times have I been hit? I think
I
just
believe-
twice.
Twice, yeah. One multi-attack longsword and one life drain.
Fuck. Okay, hypnotic pattern is down.
Okay, so on the first one, okay, so yeah, last round it would have been those 7 creatures that you had charmed, or at least stunned for a moment, immediately begin filing together with the rest of the whites that are now pouring as the flow of whites have resumed. Sundus, anything else?
I don't think there's anything else I can do. Can't
Okay,
use my spells or
Brotar.
anything.
Actually, it's Brotar and Alistair, I think, are the same initiative order, so technically you guys
Yeah.
could have chosen.
And we both rolled an 11, I
Yeah,
believe.
that's correct.
Yeah, so you guys can decide. There's 2 whites standing in front of both of you. You guys can decide who goes first.
I don't care. You can go if you want.
All right.
Or I can go if you don't want to.
I will. No, I'll go. I will cast Healing Word on the down guard as a bonus action.
Okay. So slowly, it just kind of opens its eyes and starts looking up. Sundus and Gray, you see this as you look behind and you see Alistair just weaving a spell to help this guard stand up.
I can see this happen.
And
Yeah.
as my action, I will try to get in between the two whites that are in front of me and Brotar,
Okay.
and I'm gonna thunderclap.
Okay, so you
To
just
try to hit
tell
both.
Brotar to step back. You stand in front of him and you aim just a little bit to your left with this thunderclap.
Well, it's a range of 5 feet all around me, is how it works.
Oh, okay.
So I'm basically having them flank me to blast them.
Oh, got it. Okay. So that is 1 fail, 1 success. So the one in front of Brotar doesn't seem to budge as it kind of slightly runs into Brotar, but the other one just goes flying. And how far does it move?
It doesn't move, it just takes the 6 thunder.
Oh, okay.
This
Great.
is just thunderclap, the cantrip.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
Got it.
I don't have Thunderwave. Fuck. Well, that's all my turn.
Okay. So you just let out this pulse that just knocks the white in front of you, Brotar, towards you, but just doesn't knock you guys over. And the other one just immediately gets surrounded by this thunderous energy. Okay, Brotar, you're up.
Okay, so for my first action, I'll reload Dolphin. And then, am I like right at this guy now? Are we within 5 feet?
Oh, yeah, it just kind of knocked into you, so it's like, 5 feet as close as possible.
So I'm actually going for my second attack. Gonna swing Blood Render one-handed at him.
So roughly, this is the layout between.
I take
between
it
us.
a 10.
Brotar.
A 10 probably didn't hit. Yeah, I see that now.
So you go to
then-
strike at this thing, but it's just too close. It just manages to jam your hand.
Do we have him
towards
flanked?
it. Actually, yeah, technically it is flanked.
Okay,
Yeah.
then let me try that one more time. It was
Zalfir
actually
stepped
worse,
in.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so it's just jamming your hand into your body, so you're unable to move
All right,
Blood Render with enough force to hurt it.
I'm going to action Serge and
Got it.
take 2 more attacks. I'm gonna try Blood Render one more time.
Got it.
This one ought to hit. 22.
22 will hit. Go ahead and roll again, just
Oh,
to
I guess
see
it's
if,
nice.
in case.
11.
Crits.
The second one was 11,
Okay.
and that
got
was
it. So
for
you go and
2
strike.
damage.
Okay. So immediately you strike at this white in front of you, and you just hear Prince Sevran in the process, and he says to you in your mind, filthy undead blood, our eternal enemy.
I cannot make this fucking.
Seek more, we must kill it.
I cannot make this axe happy. I'm gonna try one more shot with Blood Render because it's my second one for the second thing.
Okay, go ahead.
So that one's a 17,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and this one is a 22. Both of them are for 4 damage though. So, 5
Got it.
5 damage. Sorry,
Yes.
it was 4 plus 1 on the second one. I don't know why the second one.
Your first one.
The first one was 2.
Is 5.
The first one was 2 damage that I did, and then this. So I don't know why, but if you click too fast in D&D Beyond, the second one doesn't come in. So the second one was a 22, and it was for 5 damage because I rolled a 4 on the damage, and then I have +1 to that. So 1d8 +1.
That's just enough what you needed to kill this thing. So how do you want to kill this?
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna just
It
fucking.
had just enough HP.
I'm gonna take Blood Render and just go right square to the center of his chest, like coming down. You know, like 2-hand, or well, I guess I'm only doing it with one hand because I got the gun in the other hand. But one-handed, just straight over and crushing it right in the chest.
And as you do that, the blood just spills out. It's this nasty purple blackish blood that just pours out. And you hear Prince Severan speak to you once again. And he says, "A good kill. And deserved." And he starts kind of making like sucking noises as you just see blood kind of slowly circling. It's kind of like pouring out of this white's body. Like it's like out of not even any sort of hole in his body or injury. It's just blood is slowly leaking out of its skin and into Bloodrender.
I really hate that axe.
Anything else you want to do on your turn?
There's
Yeah,
one more
movement.
left, right?
Yeah, it's to Alistair's right. So
I don't-
it's probably about 5 feet or so from you.
Here.
Roughly right there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna move, so I'll just stay there. Well, I guess I'll move that Dolphin's echolocate to that guy that's still up as my bonus.
Well, I think he was the one you echolocated.
Oh, was he?
before.
Well, then I'll leave it on
Yeah.
him, and we'll call it a turn.
The whites are going to get a turn.
The white, you mean? Because there's only one left,
two,
right?
Yeah, there's two
on the
Zundis
guard.
right now.
Ah, okay. I have obviously
They're
become
gonna
too
attempt to
dependent on
strike
Roll20.
Zundis. That'll be 4 strikes on Zundis and 1 on Alistair.
Is mine not going to try to take 2?
It's gonna multi-attack you. So Zundis, that'll be 2 hits on you. And 1 hit on you, Alistair.
Okay.
Zundis, you suffer 17 as these 2 just slash at you from different angles that you're unable to avoid, though you are protecting these 2 guards.
Sweet. I am at 5 HP.
Alistair, you take a further 5 damage from this creature as it slices, and though you manage to avoid a little bit of it, but it still cuts deep.
I'm still doing fine. I've technically only lost 8 hit points.
That's going to end their turn. Gray, you're up.
Okay. Can I reach the last white?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I'm
it's
just.
pretty much sorry, the last white, the furthest one. The one
Oh, okay. No. I thought there was just one. I thought there was just one standing.
There's 2 still in front of Zundis. So.
Okay, so I am going to hit the nearest me twice.
Okay, go ahead and make attack rolls.
Hopefully I will hit this time.
Yeah,
All
both
right.
of those will hit.
So that is a total of 21 damage.
Okay, got it. Nice hit. Yeah, so you just immediately begin cleaving this thing as you watch Zundis suddenly get struck from all angles. They're finding spots in his armor that they're just managing to cut through. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I will try. Fuck. Can I put myself between the white and Zundis?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay, got it.
And that's
Zundis, you're up.
Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna work, but Zundis is gonna try to pray again.
Okay, go ahead and roll a percentage die.
$66.
Very
the
apt.
gods are not listening.
You don't get an answer from the gods.
The gods don't mean shit. You
Well,
gotta take
those-
life by your own hands.
However, you do hear a familiar voice
Oh, fuck.
appear in your mind. Female. As she speaks to you, she says, "A betrayer deserves no aid."
That's your whole shtick, you dumb bitch.
I would rather die than serve you again. And if I die saving these men, then it's a life worth lived. Rot in hell.
You just hear a cackling, like. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Lunge into the fray with everything I have.
Okay.
Oh boy. Do you have your third character ready, Joe?
Yep.
He's gonna live. He's going to be fine. I have.
So you still have your
spells.
action still.
Maybe.
19 on the first for whatever
hit.
half of 9 is.
We
Yeah.
would probably doing a lot better if we had a wizard.
Hey, I'm
And
not
13.
gonna get caught. I heard them call for the Archwizard, and I booked it. I'm not getting caught, man.
What you did could not be this bad that you helping protect the city wouldn't at least let him look the other way.
So
You
I'm
sure
assuming
about
the
that?
second one misses.
Did you kill his
no,
cat
you
or
do have
something?
adva-
For fuck's sake.
You have advantage.
I do.
Ray is
That's yet to be
flanking-
determined.
I'm going to
flanking,
roll
one of
2 more then, just in case I accidentally get a
Yep,
crit.
go ahead.
Double crit.
So this is for the first one.
Oh.
Got it. So go ahead and roll the second.
21. So 9 and 6.
So the two guards that are behind you see you standing bravely against these whites, and they're injured. They're kind of cornered and injured. All of them. One of them fell and came back up thanks to Alistair. One of them looks over at you, and just as you're about to strike, you watch the ring around your arm suddenly just fly out, almost like phasing through your wrist, and goes into his wrist. And suddenly, as you're about to strike, you feel suddenly this magical energy come back to you. You can cast
You have
Divine Smite
Yeah.
if you wish.
Second level Divine Smite.
Go ahead.
Let's see. So that's 3d8 extra radiant damage for a second level.
And they are
For 7.
so that they're- Oh yeah, that'll be enough, man. How do you want to kill this thing?
So getting back in the mood of it, basically just sort of bobbing and weaving, parrying his blows. I feint. He goes for a swipe. I block it with my shield, swing around, and just decapitate him.
And you watch as this kind of bright reddish energy emanates from your weapon. What begun as a darker energy actually gets overtaken by a red one as you strike this creature. And suddenly this burst of reddish energy emanates out.
What the
Strike
hell?
this creature, his head goes flying and immediately gets engulfed in flames, landing about 10 feet away, and just kind of the frost steams out of it.
Question about the
Oh, yeah.
usage of lay on hands. How does that work as an action?
Use an action, then you're allowed to spend any number that you
health
have
pool.
left. Like you're
Okay.
allowed to choose.
So I'm gonna have to
You have a
wait.
health pool.
All right.
Yeah, you should have
Savos,
25 right now.
Oh god.
make a stealth check for me.
Oh. Oh joy.
Natural 1. Aw.
16. So you just suddenly look up above the sky, taking shelter underneath one of the or on the side of one of the alleyways, and you just see a fleet of griffin riders. There's probably about 16 griffin riders flying high above, and you recognize one of them to be the mount of the Archmage Corvo.
Oh yay. I'm going to wait for them to pass, and then once they do, I'm going to go back to the church.
Okay. So they eventually pass overhead, and you manage to just skirt around them, eventually making your way towards your father's church, where, as you burst in through the door, he immediately lunges at you with a staff and just recognizes you for a last second before saying, Salvos, what's going on?
The Archmage is here, and I'm not going to be there. Not getting caught today.
Well, did you see what was happening?
A bunch of whites came through a big hole in the ground and started raising hell near the garrison.
And he says, well, no wonder the claviger is red right now. Are you all right?
I'm fine. They didn't touch me.
Well, stay here. I'll make sure things are okay outside. And you see him just kind of peer out, step outside towards the front of the church. Eventually, the rest of you, as you're fighting and nursing your wounds, and still a few whites are in front of you, you guys suddenly see high above about a fleet, 16 or so strong, of Griffin riders flying high above. Suddenly, where that area that you guys had created a hole in, it becomes dark. And you watch a crackling energy. Followed by that crackling energy, you also see a figure jump out of a mount. And she is wearing furred clothing. She is muscular with pointed ears, and she jumps down immediately and begins hacking and slashing with two hooked swords. And with the right timing, this crackling energy just emanates out, and it just begins to seal that area, fills the hole with dead white bodies. A few of the guards still wipe out the rest of the whites that have broken through, as do you guys helping in the process. As this fur-wearing, muscular woman looks over at all of you and says, Now, who's been misbehaving in my gate?
Damn, the dead ones. We were just here to help.
And you took some damage, right? Oh, wait, so how long is this guy's self again for you?
I would assume the moment I went into the garrison, I dropped it. But I think it lasts 1 hour.
Yeah, it lasts an hour.
Okay. Sorry, you you're in
a little bit sticky.
So you're in your grave form?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, funny thing, Alistair's been fighting this whole time, like, covered in black and white, basically, like oil and powder.
I'm bleeding profusely.
And Zundis is bleeding profusely. So yeah, you guys are out of initiative at this point.
Great, I'm going to use lay on hands on myself.
How many points?
We can take a break.
All 25.
Oh,
We're
Because
gonna
I'm
take a
at
break now?
5 HP.
okay.
Yeah, we can take a little bit of a break. I'll use the washroom, but
Okay.
yeah, you guys can
Alright.
still decide on what you guys want to do as this could happen.
All right. Sounds good. I'll be right back.
Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here and say we don't have any ads right now. So if you could just do us a favor and like and subscribe if you like us, and share this podcast with anybody you think might like it. Maybe in the future we'll have ads, but for right now, we just want to help grow this little show here. Don't forget to follow us at Campaign Grand on Twitter, and catch us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/The Grand Campaign. Back to the show.
So immediately as this beastly woman lands, slowly the Griffin riders move past the cloud gates, and you could hear what sounds like more battle on the other side from range. However, one notable thing is that you just see suddenly this bright flash that's almost as bright as if it were sunlight occur on the other side. This woman goes up to all of you and says, "Well, looks like you did your job. Where the hell are the iridescent guard?" And she's kind of looking around, and you see a few of them fighting, but a few of them are injured on the ground. One of the injured, the one that Alistair healed, actually stands up and says, "Huntress, there's too many Huntress. Forgive us." And she looks at him and says, "I trained you to be better than this. Now, as for the rest of you, who are you and what are you doing here at the Cloud Gates?"
We are tourists. We are sightseeing.
Make it's not. You're kind of, yeah. You know what? Make a deception check.
I am lying my
I'll
ass.
say, yeah,
26.
26. Nice.
crazy. She goes, "Well, you've kind of wandered a little too close to the Cloud Gates, but well, I'm sure these guys are glad that you're around, huh?" And the rest of them nod, the injured ones, and they say, "They helped us, Huntress."
Yeah, well, we will take our reward in booze, if that's possible. If not, gold or directions to the nearest whorehouse.
She kind of gives you
Zem
this
is
weird look.
looking at you.
She says,
My friend's a comedian.
"Well, I could understand that. I'm sure we could find some way to get you guys some mail. As for your other requests, there's none of that here, so..."
I'm fine with ale.
And as you guys are kind of continuing to talk, a few more of the Griffin riders begin to land all around that area, as the rest of the iridescent guard begin piling more bodies to kind of block off. And you can see the bodies slightly shifting, but it seems like a lot of the fighting has quelled and died down from the other side, and the remaining Griffin riders begin to land, almost surrounding the Cloud Gates, as you guys are standing near the center of it. And you watch as a few notable people pop out. One is a small female. She's clutching what looks like a small set of drums. She's got short red hair and freckles and wears a very bright yellow hat. And she kind of pops out and says, "Well, job's done, so thank goodness for that." And another male half-elf pops out, and he's wearing a very bright white robe. He lightly hops off his griffin, who now you can see is different from the rest. The griffin is all blue, and it's got armor on its face and its beak. It's got metallic armor around it. The mount looks a little bit nicer than the rest as well. He comes out and says, "Well, this was certainly a failure. Huntress, I thought your iridescent guard would do a better job." And the Huntress says, "Well, they're the ones who couldn't use their stupid magic." And he says, "Fair enough. Now, Could someone please get me a report on what's been going on here? How did this come to be? This wall is solid. We've had it checked over many times, and suddenly a hole from a bunch of weak whites appears.
Jay.
Yeah.
Just really quick, that guy talking right now, is he the Archmage?
Yeah, you're not there, but yeah, if you were, you would recognize it as the Archmage. Right. But the rest of the guys don't know.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Alistair will say,
while
we were here, we did hear an explosion come from around here.
Make a deception check as well.
I mean, he's not lying.
Yeah, I just want to see the underlying tone. You're claiming you heard it.
Natural 20.
Oh, wow.
He looks over at you and he says, well, then it seems like something is causing this problem. You there. And he points to one of the guards and says, what occurred here? And this kind of thin half-elf goes up to him. Human half-elf goes up and says, well, with all due respect, sir, we were just guarding the outpost and, well, no one really saw anything. It just this explosion and this hole appeared here. Not quite sure how it happened, sir. And he looks over at you, Alistair, and he says, and so, what do you know?
Well, my mind's been thinking. These undead are not like others that I've heard about. They were weirdly intelligent. Do you think they were able to make explosives?
Highly doubtful that they wouldn't have the capacity that we would have with explosives. However, you, and he looks over at you, Brotar, and he says, you, Orc.
Me?
Explosives are quite your thing, aren't they? And he kind of looks over at your gun.
I don't know, I just found this laying over there. I don't know what you're talking about.
He kind of looks really intensely at you, like he's trying to read you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw, you say?
Yes.
That's an 8.
Oh, fuck.
You are suddenly compelled to be his friend. You find this guy to be very, very friendly.
I mean,
hey,
so
would I know what he's doing?
I mean, he's casting friendship on me,
do the
right?
Same thing.
You would know what he's doing. I'll say, if you want, make a perception check.
He fucking cast charm person. Damn it!
Did he cast charm person or did he cast friendship?
He didn't cast charm person. He casted friendship.
Yeah.
No, just the friends, the cantrip.
Yeah. So I'll walk up to him, put my arm around him, and pull out Dolphin, start telling him everything I know about it.
Well,
you see here, this thing
is
a fine piece of craftsmanship.
Sorry,
I said I'd walk over there and put my arm around him and pull out Dolphin and start showing it to him and be like, this fine piece of craftsmanship. I don't even know where it actually came from, and that's honest because I don't know. But this is how it works, and I'll like pull out the barrel and, doing the thing with the whatever.
Yeah, sorry, he actually cast a charm person, my bad.
Oh.
I was just reading the wrong slot.
Friend is just advantage.
But you are friendly towards him.
Okay, yeah.
You're willing to bear all. And he says, it certainly is quite an interesting weapon and well made, I should say, and if you are the one who made it, well,
I didn't make that one, but I made this one, and I'll pull out the other one. The pistol I did make.
He goes, oh, more surprises. You wouldn't happen to have a barrel of gunpowder, would you?
Oh, I sure do. It's right here, and I'll pull out the barrel of gunpowder.
Alistair will say, that is our only barrel, and no, we did not use the barrel to destroy the wall, if that is what you're implying with charming my friend. That's
Oh, no,
a
we
little
didn't-
bit of an asshole move.
We didn't
Not
blow up the
gonna lie.
wall. We might have blown up a door, but that was it.
Yeah, but that was all the way back in Clyde. That was not here.
No, we blew up a door right back there.
Okay,
Fuck.
you see him as a friend. You know you're still going to get in trouble if you say this.
Oh, so should I not be saying this? I mean, I'm not exactly positive how this works. Like, do I need to?
Yeah,
do
you just
I
see
need to
him
dial
as
it back
a
a notch?
friend, but
Okay.
you still know him as probably the authority and know you would get in trouble with him.
Well, I mean, we only blew up the door because we had to get out, like, so we could help fight these bad guys. I mean, that's what we were doing.
And he looks
Please.
over at you and says, "You there?" And he points at one of the guards, the one that you guys had originally spoken to. And he says, "Can you testify what this man is saying is correct?" And he looks and says, "Well, sir, to be fair, we were just bored and it's a bit of a friendly challenge. We just kind of... Well, you see, they wanted ale and... Well, the guys and I had set up all these poultry traps. I mean, they weren't meant to kill anybody, of course, but just having a little bit of fun, sir." And he says, "Well, your fun has endangered the city. You are aware of where we are, aren't you?" And he says, "Norton Leon, sir." And the Archmage says, "Yes, and the Outlands are dangerous." Orc, I'd like to speak to you and your group.
You talking to me?
You won't be punished, I assure you.
Were you
What?
talking to me?
Yeah. he's talking to
I'm
you,
a half
and he
orc.
says,
Just so you know, not a whole orc, just a half orc.
"My apologies. Huntress, take a few of these guards. I want a report of what occurred here, and I assume they will be punished accordingly for their discretion." And the Huntress says, "Of course. Well, I love training them, but there's nothing more than beating them that gets my heart pumping. All right, you three, come on." And the three of them kind of hang their head low and
Zundus
follows the Huntress.
holds his hand up with respect. "I will bear the brunt of their punishment."
And the Huntress says to you, "With all due respect, sir." She kind of looks you up and down. She says, "Rules are rules here in Ecclesia."
These are good men.
Well,
They do not
sure they
deserve
are.
it.
Well,
So I ask
pay for
that
this
you allow
oversight.
me to take their stead.
Dude.
Son, you got a death wish? She just said they
Make
were
a
going to beat these
persuasion
guys to death.
Not only am I going to do that, I would like to use my ability Channel Divinity, Emissary of Peace. As a bonus action, you grant yourself a +5 bonus to Charisma Persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes.
Got it. So go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Good thing, too.
Natural 20 vibes. Oh, 14.
14.
She looks over at you and she says, "You know, I like you. You're a valiant one. But the gravity of the situation calls. These men won't die, but they'll remember.
He just nods and casts an apologetic look at the men. For as much as he can with a mask.
And one of them looks over at you, the one that you guys had spoken to originally, says, "Well, sir, we deserve it. We should not let it have escalated this far." And they all just begin to follow the Ventress towards her mount. The Archmage says, "Well, with this trouble behind us, would you please join me over at Castle Zol?" And he points kind of a little bit beyond, just behind you guys. You see what looks like an elevated fortress of some sort. It's kind of raised on a kind of cliffside, probably about 20 to 30 minutes away if you guys walked. And the Archmage kind of ushers a mount for you guys. So there are 2 griffins that are currently near you.
I'll lean into Zundus and say, should we go get Savos?
Isn't he a wanted man?
I guess we'll just leave him.
He'll be alright.
And now we'll hop on one of the griffins.
I'm used to a mount. I'll hop into one as well.
Same.
So you guys all make your way to these griffin mounts and begin to make your way towards Castle Zol. At some point, Savos,
Yes?
you hear your father rush back in from outside. And he says,
Mm-hmm.
"They're doing their rounds, they're doing their checks. You need to hide, and fast."
I'm gonna go book it into the basement.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth roll for me.
Okay. Fuck.
Okay. So you attempt to hide in the basement as best as you can. You hide yourself under some sheets. And for the next 10 minutes or so, you hear your father talking upstairs with what sounds like other voices. You're trying to remain very quiet down below. Eventually, you do hear steps. Many of
When
them
I hear
begin walking down the stairs.
when I hear talking upstairs, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and make myself look like a poor human male with like ragged hair and shitty ragged clothes.
Okay. So eventually the footfalls come down and your father says, "Well, you see, there's not much to be seen here. I mean, these are just... The Church of Eldat doesn't believe in monetary gain, so we're very minimal here." And you hear a few guards. Again, iridescent guards wearing all white. Just say, "Oh, is there anyone else in here with you?" And you hear your father say, "No, there isn't." They all eventually begin to look around the room. Give me a sec. And what are you going to be doing at this point? Are you still trying to hide?
I'm not like... I'm gonna be pretending to sleep, not snoring, but like looking like I'm asleep and like covering myself with the sheet.
Okay. So You don't see anything, but you can hear it, and eventually you do feel a poking on your back. You there? Hello?
Huh? What?
We're just doing general welfare checks on everyone. And you see a male and a female come down wearing the all-white garbs. And the female says, "You're right there."
I'm tired.
Well, we've had a little bit of an emergency. You're aware of this?
No?
Make a deception check.
Oh God. Deception?
You have a
Yeah,
weirdly
22.
high charisma.
Wow.
So she
I
says,
invested in charisma for situations exactly like this.
she says, "Well, sorry to disturb your sleep then, but next time try to follow protocol and please just arm yourself."
Yeah, Mom? Okay. Sorry.
So, and she says, "Not sure what kind of weapons you carry here at the church, but anything will do. Just make sure you're safe."
I'm
Well,
gonna...
let's go.
Oh, they're leaving?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind then.
Slowly depart.
Were you about to kill some guards?
No, I was about to pull out my dagger and say, I'm perfectly fine here. I suppose.
You could do that. And she turns around and says,
Nah,
"Very good."
no, alright.
Okay. So they head upstairs, and after a few more moments, your father eventually leads them out of the church, and he comes running back down. And he says, "Well, they called me out on lying, but I just told them that I didn't want to make a big deal of a beggar that I found," is what I said. So they somehow bought it. In any case, were you out there when the attack started?
I believe some of my friends were the reason the attack started, yes.
You weren't a part of it.
Wait, would I know? I would know.
You saw where Grim threw it up and Brotar shot it.
Oh yeah.
He pats you on the head and he says, "Oh, my young Asgard, you never stop getting into trouble, have you?"
Never have, never will.
"Well, I can't protect you forever. At some point you will have to answer to these crimes, you understand?"
I'll just hope the Arc Wizard dies before I have to face these charges.
The Archmage, there's a reason they call him the Death Spade. He just... You know how hard it is to kill that man.
Time will get us all.
I mean, with enough sapphire, fuck no.
I suppose you're right. Well... So, you're just gonna take a rest here for the night?
Yeah.
And what about your friends? Will they return?
Probably.
I'd say around now is when Alistair would use the pendulum, the sending necklace,
Okay.
and tell Stavos, "We're going to the big castle. We're talking to the main guy. He doesn't hate us, possibly."
Could
Hi.
I interject and ask a question? Didn't Gray use that necklace this morning?
Did he?
I think I used the.
Yeah,
Oh,
the same
yeah.
day I believe you did.
Okay, never mind.
Fuck,
Yeah,
sorry, but
Check that.
No, that's great. That's good. Good point. So yeah, Savos, is there anything you wanted to accomplish while your friends were gone and you're at the church?
Sleep.
Okay. So you go ahead.
All
and
that 0
rest.
damage you took.
Somehow sleeping
Back
soundly
then.
during the whole.
Okay.
So you guys eventually make your way, and you see this really grand spire. It's very large, perched atop of this very, very tall cliffside hill, or cliffside elevated from the rest of the town, with the rest of the Griffin riders following you. You eventually land near the Griffin Roost. Eventually, you just fly over top of the castle's hole and circle until you make it to the very bottom of the spire, even below the cliffs where the roost is. And as you guys all begin to dismount, the short red-haired girl runs up to you guys and says, "Well, howdy, I'm Noodle. What's your names?"
Alistair. And he's gonna say thank you to the Griffin and then turn back.
Okay. And she says, "And what about the rest of you?"
John.
I'm sorry, you said your name was Noodle.
Yeah.
I mean-
Is that a nickname or
Is she a gnome? Or like how short
Oh, no,
was she?
she's like below average height, like 4'8", 4'5", or something like
Okay,
that, but
so-
she's a human.
Oh. Okay.
She kind of looks over at you, Brotar, and Zundis. Says, "What are your names?"
I'm Steve.
what would you say?
I'm Steve.
I thought you said David or something. I'm like,
Steve.
just as bad. Yeah, so Zundis, she's looking at you now.
Zundis kind of straightens a little bit and says, I'm Zundis Fidifar, Paladin of the Red Knight.
And she goes, Tempest, eh? He's a good one. And I need Brotar and Greg to make deception checks.
Oh, this can only go well.
13.
John and Steve.
20.
What? Jesus, you got a +8 to deception?
Yep. High
Proficient,
charisma,
and
man.
then +5 for
Yeah.
Oh, bitch.
+5
So-
charisma.
So she just looks at both of you and says, "Well, John, Steve, Zundis, Alistair, nice to meet you all." And there's something about Noodle that you guys just find charming. Like, she's very, very upbeat and nice. And as you guys are making your way around Castle Zol, you do notice that everybody's generally very nice and happy to see Noodle. And occasionally she like beats the little drums that she has, and people are like kind of nodding their heads like, "Oh, there goes Noodle," kind of thing. She goes, "So I guess you guys aren't really from around here."
Nope. We got here this morning.
Thank God.
She goes, "It grows on you. I know what you mean. There's no ale, there's none of that stuff, but who needs that, right? You got life."
I need it. Badly.
I mean, it is nice.
Life is not always wonderful.
I mean,
Depends
life
Depends
is
how you look
shit.
at it.
Life is shit, but if you have booze, it gets better for a little while.
And she goes, "Well, it's all a matter of perspective. You know, you
Okay.
sound a lot like the Archmage,
Elaborate.
actually." The Archmage is always talking about how life is war and blah, 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 and people always want this and that it's never going to end. And in all the years that he's fought in all those wars, not being able to die, something he realized was that, well, that it's going to go on forever and that we're all destined to do this dance. But I don't believe that crap.
You don't
So-
believe in destiny.
No. You just do what you want. See where things take you.
That's
And at this
awfully
point,
naive.
when she says that, you see a tall tabaxi with orange fur walk up beside Noodle and says, "Well, I can agree with that, huh? Just like the waves cresting in the sea. Just go with the flow, as they say." And her and Noodle kind of walk together, and they're kind of like very jolly and happy. And they say, "See, Syntheros understands."
Ugh. Are you guys hearing that?
Yeah, what the hell was
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I had no clue.
Is
I
that the
was wondering.
submarine attacking onto Jay's internet?
I think that
Is
was
it like a weird
Probably.
sound?
Yeah.
It was like a weird, yeah, like a
Yeah, I think it was me. Sorry.
zapping, I guess.
So
All right,
somebody
go on.
playing Atari.
Yeah,
So,
shitty
yeah, the two of
headset.
them are kind of
Some of the wires are
The
frayed.
two of them
so-
are walking.
Are there any cat people where I'm from, Jen? I mean, I imagine I've
from
seen
what you
Tabaxi
recall-
before.
You've seen Tabaxi. I mean, your group has raided quite a few Tabaxi settlements, but they don't live much in the Twilight Expanse. So eventually, the rest of the Griffin riders all unmount. Some of them just start leading their griffins and their mounts towards their little specific areas and feeding them and brushing them. There is no Corvo down here with you guys, but so far, Noodle and Zintheros the Tabaxi is following. Noodle looks at you and says, "Come on. I mean, you guys did a good job back there, so I'm sure the Archmage wants to talk to you guys."
That's
Yeah.
typically never a good thing, but
Never.
And
Noodle,
the
if you
water
don't
bear-
mind me asking, are you any really good with that drum of yours?
Well, I don't know. People tell me I'm good, but I don't think I'm any good.
Do you
we should
mind
do it.
performing for us?
We should do a jam session.
She goes,
I mean, we can work up to that. I'm
I'll
curious.
play you a little ditty on our way up, but we shouldn't keep the Archmage waiting. But hold on. And as you guys are hearing her play on your way up the spire, so you guys are now moving up these grand stairs that come from the Griffin Roost towards this huge hall. And you can see the immensity of this place. It's probably a couple of 100 feet in diameter. Noodle begins to play her drums, and to be honest, she kind of sucks. But all of you, through unknown means, not of your will, you just can't find it in you to be honest with her, and you feel compelled to tell her she's
The
good.
Atari is attacking.
Her playing the drums is really bad, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's feeling compelled to. You're feeling compelled to tell her that she's good, but she's not.
Well, to be honest, Alistair would have done anyway because he likes giving people upping people to constantly get better.
Yeah. So she's like, "So, what'd you guys think?"
Oh, I think you're.
I think it's Jay.
Yeah, it might be my ping or something going.
Yeah, at this point I know it's not me.
Yeah, so she's asking you guys what you guys think.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was
You should never stop practicing.
a lovely performance, Noodle.
She goes, "Well, thanks. I really appreciate that, guys."
And
One, I could show you a thing or two.
Yeah, he could.
And she goes, I'd love to learn from you. I would love that.
Yeah. Well, we're walking, and I'll show her like how to hold a stick, how to
Yeah, you do.
shut,
Oh, yeah.
shut, shut.
Blue guys could
What the
blush.
Okay, so as we're walking, assuming I'm going to be asked to do it anyway, Zundus takes his mask off and clips it to his belt.
Okay. No one seems to react to seeing you in this, looking like this.
John starts playing. I'm calling him John now.
What did you say? You start playing what?
His lute.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
Alistair is going to be using that and showing her, okay, listen to his rhythm and start playing along at that tempo.
Steve's gonna pull out the flute and start playing it very poorly. I don't have the thing to do it with me right now, but just imagine it.
Okay. So she does begin to play with you guys. Whoever's going to play their instruments, just play a performance check.
Every time she plays, Atari attacks.
That's a natural fucking 20, by the way.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What does it sound like?
Atari.
It sounds like
Pac-Man
19.
battle music.
it sounds like a cell phone interference with audio something.
Oh, weird.
It's a noise. I know it. I know it's from a mobile device of some sort.
Shit.
Okay. Turn off my phone.
Again, can I point out that I got a natural 20 on my flute playing?
Jeez, you rolled higher than I did. That's sad.
Natural 20. Performance. Ready. So, Alistair, you're playing as well?
Well, I'm helping her play along. Like, I'm trying to guide her to be better.
Okay. Yeah, she's still playing horribly, despite your guidance. So while the other two are playing, she's trying to follow on the rhythm, but she's always playing on the offbeat, always playing on the counter melody, so things just always sound jumbled. But she says, I'm doing good, right? I'm doing good. And again, you feel compelled to tell her that she's good.
Yeah. So good.
Yes,
You
it's
notice that
incredible.
people are clapping for her as she's walking by, and they're shouting, "Go, go, Noodle! You're doing it, Noodle!" And eventually, you guys do make your way near the top of the spire. At this point, you guys make it to the top of the spire, and you do see you're slightly on an exposed outside, and you see the Archmage with his griffin perched just off to the side. But again, it's a domed roof, so hard for you guys, hard for anything to land on there. So the mount just actually swoops in through a little entrance of its own, and the Archmage hops off and begins to speak to all of you. It says, well, that was quite something. I'm glad we got to deal with it.
Yeah, what are those things?
Says, Norton Leone has a history of being attacked constantly. So we have to remain vigilant, and I'm glad nobody got hurt tonight. And whatever job the iridescent god had to do, they had to do. However, they still have to be punished for allowing you and your friends to cause this whole mess, considering that there are dangerous beasts that lurk in the outlands. I believe those were whites.
But any of us know what a white is?
Yeah.
Yeah. If any, two of you or one with a help action can make a nature check.
Nature.
Yeah, I'm crap
The
at that.
dumbest at.
Sorry, nature or I'd say arcana.
History? Okay. Arcana? Yeah, no. Not good at that either.
I mean, I got +1 to either. Too bad our intelligence person just isn't here with us.
Fuck you.
That's true.
I guess I'll roll 20.
20. Yeah, you've heard of whites. They are generally mostly found. I mean, you're not from too far from here. You're far from here, but not
And
a completely different side of the continent. These attacks come consistently, especially in colder areas like Northern Leon. They are undead in nature, and usually they are unnatural. They are not naturally existing creatures.
so yeah, I just say that. Like, yeah, I believe Balthazar talked about them before.
Well, they come in numbers, but they're not that hard to kill.
Mm.
No, but I believe an army of these would prove quite dangerous.
An army of just about anything would prove dangerous.
I agree. The problem is these attacks have been occurring more and more in the last few months. By the way, what are
So
your names?
John,
Alistair?
Steve.
Looking at you, Rotar and Sundus.
So just
Steve.
Wants to know your name.
My name's Steve.
And Noodle looks at Archmage and says, "They're telling the truth."
She's still in here. Fuck.
And
she's our new
Archmage-
mascot.
The Archmage closes his eyes. And suddenly, you feel a very strange sensation. I need everybody to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Elf. I
Is this
don't like this
for,
guy. He does my shtick.
charming effect?
fuck me.
10.
20.
No, it's not a charm. It's a zone.
Okay.
19.
20.
Okay, so Gray, you save. Rotar,
9.
you're told not to lie. He says,
Does that mean I can't lie anymore?
yeah, he says,
Yeah, you aren't forced
Steve.
to tell the truth, but you cannot tell a lie.
Steve, really?
All right, Steve's not my name.
I mean, you guys are pretty, like, we get here, and the first thing you guys tell us that we can't use magic, but here you are, just using charm spell on us willy-nilly. That's after we helped your fair town. I don't think that's fair.
I mean, he's the leader. He's allowed to make up the rules.
The Archmage looks at you and says, "Well, I can't argue with you there, my friend. But there is a reason. If you would hear me out, of course.
I'm willing to hear.
He says, "You see, Norton Leone, Ecclesia in particular, humans, elves, these races, they've never gotten along. They don't get along. You understand?
Yeah.
All too well.
And we have to prevent each of them from being at each other's throats. And the city has elected the Frostborn, us, to uphold this harmony. Now, I don't know how much history books you've been reading, but things haven't gone well for the humans and the rest of the races of this place. It's a very tumultuous time, and without these measures in place, the humans and elves would have killed each other long ago, even as soon as the Marins have landed into this realm. It would have been all-out war. These systems keep those in check. And so we don't allow anyone to just cast magic, and we especially don't allow arcane practitioners, such as myself, from wandering the streets unless they have permission. And I believe I have done a good job of not abusing the power that was granted to me.
I mean, that's debatable. You just abused your ability on us. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
My interest is protecting this city. So, newcomers who blow up gates are enemies until proven otherwise. And so far, I don't believe you're a threat. I don't believe you have any sort of malicious bone in your body if what these gods say is true, that it was merely a game that you played. But in fact, I'm thankful because you exposed the weakness in our defenses, and that is something I don't take lightly. Though you won't be rewarded necessarily for it, but I have at least held myself back from considering you guys true enemies of Ecclesia. Now, what is your business here in Ecclesia? Why do you come here? Why do you come here with these meager pranks?
For
be honest.
the weather. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, this whole charade was over us just trying to celebrate our friend's birthday.
Oh, and which friend would that be?
And Alistair just points over to Brotar.
He says, "Well, friend, happy birthday, if it means anything to you."
It sure does. Thank you very much, sir.
See, we can move forward amicably if we are just speaking.
Alright. Well, let's talk about why we actually came to the city in the first place. Maybe you have answers that we're seeking.
Well, yes, of course. I'll be glad to answer any questions.
We came here searching for an organization known as Carvos, or the Carvos Corporation. Do you know of them?
I am aware. I'm aware that they work for the Empire.
Are you aware of what they do, or what's a part of them do?
To be honest, no. We're an independent nation, and we try not to get trifled up with all this interfighting between the Rashik Empire and the Advarians. And now, who knows, with these fools over in Pengari joining the fight, the Sarkulians getting involved, Dragonscar, all of these places, they just We have bigger threats to worry about. And he points
Well,
to the north.
they may not be your only threat, because from what we understand, Carvos Corporation has their eyes on this city for some reason.
Well, that would breach the accord. That would. The Empire
They break a lot of
cannot
laws
trifle.
They break a lot of laws from what we've seen. They were using an illegal Meraxium mine with slave labor. So if that tells you anything,
I could tell you firsthand. I was there.
He looks over at the Huntress, and he also looks over at a Dragonborn who has entered the room. A very large, looming Dragonborn. He is black scaled, and he wears this kind of bone-like armor on him. And he says, Centurion, what have you heard of this Meraxium? I understand that we were not to mine these things for hundreds of years. I believe that the resource wars ended long ago and that it's been banned practice to do so. And Xanthurian says, there's no word on the streets, sir. There is no word from the people, and there is no word from the outside regarding the interest in Meraxium.
now, in fairness, we don't know if that's exactly their plan here. That's what they were doing over in near Oldwyn or Dirkdale. They were in the
Which
mountains between
was
them.
burned to the ground. And every man and woman and child there, for the most part, killed.
Oh, this is most concerning. We had one of our own. An incident involving a half-elf boy and an ex-teacher of the Aradia, a man named Raventree. This Meraxium is dangerous, you understand?
Yes, we've seen what it can do firsthand.
Yes.
Raventree disappeared long ago. Well, not too long, a few months. He's been gone, but it was around the same time that we had an accident that was. I'm sure you've seen the Aradia and the current state that it's in.
Have we?
Yeah, it would be the tower that you guys saw that was messed up.
Okay.
Alistair,
Yeah.
what was it you told me of the father of the man that we buried in Dirkdale?
He's a devil named Morgul, from what I understand. He also works for this Carvos Corporation, along with who was the other person that attacked Dirkdale? I thought we had
I
a
actually
name.
wrote that down one sec.
Thank you, because I am a terrible note taker.
Sorry, my notes are a bit of a mess, but I'm looking right now.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Y'all wanted singing Alistair. This is the closest you're gonna get.
There's some bard tunes for you. So, how about that
And
weather?
I looks
Huh?
over at you while Joe's looking for that.
Just say
The
the
Archmage
name.
looks over at you and
Yeah.
says, "My name is Corvo Nefarian Ludgavran, and I am the head Archmage of the Aradia, and unfortunately I was the one who trained Professor Raventree early on in his career, but his mind was twisted. He was obsessed with different realms, about the undead, about a place called Nendas. And it was him who brought to my attention this, what we've come to know as Egra stones. These Meraxium is one of them. Another, we've just labeled as Astrodite. And these Egra stones are very dangerous. Some even say they are connected to the energies of the gods in different realms. So if what you're saying is true, that in fact the Empire is hoarding and mining for Meraxium, which has been illegal.
It may not be the Empire. It might just be this Carvos Corporation. We are unsure how far this seeps in.
Okay, so yeah, it was Boltus, I believe. Boltus Anilon, which is Lord Boltus, that was the name.
Yeah, so
And
You would have said that.
Lord Boltus.
we have never seen either of the men we've described. Well, I guess we had one, but he's no longer with us, and he'll just grab his cloak. Alistair will just grab the rainbow feather cloak.
I believe he said he was Morgul's son, right?
Well, this is extremely concerning. I hope you understand.
Yes, and when we finished their sect that was dealing with this Meraxium mine near Dirkdale, we found a list of cities that was in a book of theirs. One of them was here. So we don't know if they're trying to find something here, mining more Meraxium here. Unsure, but they have their eyes on this place at least, and that's what we were here to try to find out and stop it if we could.
Well,
And since you're not interested in having Kaivas digging for more action in your town, it would be helpful if you could just, be less severe about the rules regarding spellcasting in Ecclesia.
well, I'm sure between the gods and the Frostborn that we could defend this place quite well, but an attack from the Empire itself, if it is the Empire that is backing this Kaivos Corporation, would be catastrophic. We cannot match their airships. We have no naval power in comparison. We've got the Bolge, who protect us from the seas, and the water barons in Theros here, who is quite capable. And you see the Tabaxi say, "Oh, I really appreciate that, sir. I'm pretty good with the sea. I really like it, but Chestnut helps me do all the work."
Josh, you all right?
Is it still going nuts?
No, he just is making weird noises.
Oh.
You stub your
Sorry,
toe?
I stubbed my toe and it hurt.
Sure, we're okay.
Rub Roll damage for your toe stubbing.
No, but it was at least 2 damage.
Sorry, Jay.
It's okay. And he says, yeah, it's mostly my mount, Chestnut, who helps me fly in the sky, but I'm okay. But thank you, Archmage. And Corvo says, you speak too lowly of yourself, Syntheros. You know you are capable, but against a fleet of airships, that's... And Syntheros says, oh yeah, that would definitely be trouble. So, you are going to seek this Kairos Corporation?
Yeah.
That was our plan. Now,
Yes.
we can say the 3-headed serpents, they were technically like what, nephews of the king, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the bastard children of not the Advor kingdom, but the Dragonscar, the kingdom of Dragonscar.
Oh,
So they were Whitehalls.
okay, so Alistair would bring that up.
He says, well, if this is true, then I believe it's time for this independent nation to investigate all of these occurrences, but more importantly is to go speak to our neighbors.
I mean, as far as Kivers go, you could just deputize us, and we could do it for you.
Well, I couldn't. You would have to be voted by the people to be considered representatives of this place.
This whole democracy thing is bullshit. Just do what you want.
Well, if we all did that, a lot of people would be dead. If we all did whatever we wanted at any time,
I mean, not me, because I'm a saint.
I will tell you
but you
this
have
much.
to take into account people who aren't as saintly.
Namely, my own people. Because that is the way things are done, and it is not a healthy system.
He says, tell you what, I'll keep a watchful eye on you, but I'll permit you your use of magic should it not harm the public.
No, I
That's
would
number
never.
one. The second is that you'll prove yourself to us. The hunters here will request your aid in clearing some of the outland threat. And while that's happening, we will prepare arrangements for dealing with this Kairos Corporation's threat. But we must conduct our own investigation in the process. So I believe it will take us some time, but we do have ways to expedite it.
I do have one final question. About this half-elf who is convicted of the crimes. What exactly happened with that? What exactly did he do?
Make a persuasion check.
Come on.
Come on, that's your thing.
Oh, false axe. I accidentally rolled it in D20. Or
Oh,
24.
That's still very high.
boom.
He says,
Ah, fuck.
Raventree had somehow convinced this boy that this stone of Meraxium was worthy of study. I mean, Raventree had grown eccentric over the years, and probably no more than 3 to 4 months ago, this boy decided to follow in Raventree's footsteps and study this stone.
What a stupid boy.
In the middle of this lecture, I believe he had casted some sort of spell on it, and a small portal was created within the lecture hall, which killed killed 2 students. One student was enveloped by this portal, and it transformed its body into a black mist-like creature. The 4th student tried to touch the wormhole and had half of her body decay and wither into dust. Luckily, Raventree was able to seal the portal along with 2 other mage instructors, but this shadow creature did wreak a little bit of havoc, and due to his negligence, we had exiled him to the Outlands.
I mean, that's a bit extreme. You're
This
talking
boy,
about a
however,
young.
We did not exile him. He hasn't answered for his crimes, but he hasn't heard of what we've had to say, but he disappeared about 3 to 4 months ago.
Well, thank you. This information might be helpful in our investigation. Maybe Carlos had something to do with this as well.
I don't throw that possibility out the window, but I don't believe the boy had anything to do with what Raventree had been trying to influence.
Now, I'm just speaking hypothetically. If this boy were to help us defeat this corporation, would you be able to lift this ban and allow him to come back?
Or more importantly, just pardon him.
If he could help us find Raventree, that would be enough. He might not be completely free in the sense that he is considered still dangerous and able to wield Meraxium, but we could certainly make an arrangement, perhaps help him, guide him, prevent him from misusing this power that he has. For you see, Meraxium is not safe for everyone to wield. And the fact that it's even out and available, it has ways of corrupting and decaying cities and places that live near this mineral.
Gotcha.
Could potentially be corrupted. And
from my time in the mine, would I have seen them using Meraxium on these automatons?
Make a history check.
10.
You would have heard rumors about it. You wouldn't have seen it yourself, but you would have heard from the slaves that that they were being used by the Kaivos for something sinister. One thing that you do know from your experience is that a lot of your fellow slave miners suffered ill effects just mining this thing. So some of them went mad, some of them killed each other, some of them grew, decay and festering in their bodies.
Jesus.
I will pass this information along to the Archmage, and I will say that I also heard rumors that they were using it to possibly animate some sort of machines. I don't know very much about it. I was enslaved at the time, working the mines, but my fellow miners were dropping like flies.
Well, if that's the case, then it seems that the resource wars are not over.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
He says,
Sorry, I
we'll
got
look further
disconnected.
into this. We will. But for the time being, and he kind of looks over at Noodle, and Noodle is like nodding yes. She's just excitedly nodding yes. It seems one of the seats here at the Frostborn has taken a liking to you, so you could stay here in Ecclesia and you can move unhindered, but should you harm a single person in this city or cause more trouble than the one that you did,
I guarantee you that we do not have any intention of hurting innocent people. However, if we do come across Kaiva's Corporation people, things might get complicated.
There's nothing complicated to what I would do to the Kaivas Corporation.
if that were true, then that would be an act of war. The Kaivos entering this place would be an act of war on us, and you would have my permission to destroy any of them.
Excellent. Now, going back to the... You said you wanted us to do you a favor. Be more specific. What is it? Who is it that you want us to kill? Any more of those
Not so much a favor, but if you do truly have
a test.
If you do truly have this interest at heart and you wish to be involved in Ecclesia's goals, remaining independent, protecting this realm, avoiding any more trouble than what's already come to us, then we would hope that you would join the Huntress to the Outlands to the north. The site not so far north that you would be where the Marans originally arrived, but drive off the beasts that threaten this place, and many have attempted for many years, including us, but they are relentless, and I believe you may have an effect, but you'll never completely eradicate it.
Now, we will see about that.
What kind of beasts are these that we're talking about?
More of the whites?
Oh, all sorts. We've seen anything from whites to imps to undead to what would almost be...
I'm pretty sure whites are undead.
Beast-like creatures. We've seen dragons.
Dragons?
We've seen everything attempt to attack this place, and we've just managed to hold them.
Okay, back up a step. Look, I want to get to Kaiva's Corporation because, you know, we all have reasons, but I'm not willing to fight a dragon.
Well, no one's asking you to fight the dragon. It's just you ask what threats we've faced. These are the threats that we faced.
Okay, I just want to make it clear that if we are out there looking for those beasts that threaten Ecclesia and we run into a dragon, I'm going to run the other way.
And Zintheros, the Tabaxi water baron, actually comes up to you and he says, you know, my friend, that is a good idea. You know, my whole tribe, my whole clan was wiped out by one. A white one named Paxaris. And
Damn.
The Huntress says, yeah, how long ago was that now? About 12 years ago? And Zintheros says, 12 years ago since you saved me, Huntress. And she says, I didn't save you, I just found you. And She says, yeah, well, if you want to join me for the hunt, a lot of things going on out there. You better pack your brown pants, as they say.
I'm experienced in the arts of warfare.
Well, if we're gonna do this, is there any gear that you're willing to part way with, and let us have it? Potions, anything really?
Well, if it is your choice, I'm sure the Huntress wouldn't mind equipping you with what you need. In fact, she'd probably accompany you in the process. She goes, well, the Breakers and I are itching for a fight, but I don't know. A lot of crazy things have been going on lately, and a lot of things I kind of want to forget.
There are a few things that I need to get in town as well, and there's also the matter of Berto's birthday.
Says, well, if that is what you're looking for, then I'll help you guys wander around town. Would it be all right? And she looks over to Corvo, who says, very well. We'll see what we can do to help you, but be aware. The Outlands are not to be taken lightly. I have a suspicion that there may be something more than just creatures attempting to attack us. They've been more fierce.
Well, we are either gonna kill it or it's gonna kill us. So it is what it is.
Do you believe that there might be something directing these creatures?
Like controlling them?
Are you sending us out to effectively cut off the serpent's head?
I'll tell you, whites wearing studded leather, wielding long swords, moving at will, hordes. This is an organized threat, and I wouldn't put it past anyone.
I mean, it could also be that they're just evolving.
That seems unlikely.
I don't know, man. Magic's weird.
You've got me there.
Because honestly, I don't know what would be more scary. Someone being able to control those things, and arming them and giving them I don't know, leather armors and shit, or they becoming actually smarter and capable to organize plan attack.
Well,
I believe a white's intelligence is 10, like naturally.
Yeah.
Oh.
Naturally,
okay.
It's as smart
smarter
as
than a
me.
barbarian.
Yeah.
geez, whites are smarter than me.
Make a Alistair, make a history check. And I'll say Brotar as well.
19.
History, you say?
Yep.
History.
15.
Okay. Both of you know a little bit about what Ecclesia is all about, and you've heard of the stories. More so you, Alistair, the specifics of it, but Brotar, you know kind of the general story that humans were not always present in Ostrava. The Marans that he keeps mentioning, M-A-R-A, the Marans that he mentions are the humans that suddenly appeared. But it's just vaguely talked about in history, kind of in song and history. It's almost a mythology that the humans suddenly appeared from the northwest, which is northwest of Northern Leon. And Alistair, you also know that Ecclesia, I mean, you're from Eximir, so you're just a little bit southwest, I believe, of here, southeast a little bit. they've been the kind of first line of defense against the roving threat of the Northwest. So they are the first to stop any threats. Rotar, they also occasionally trickle near your village, but not in a horde. By the time it gets to you, it's just very like, or by the time it gets to your hometown, it's almost like whatever the stragglers are. So you guys can dispatch them easily.
All right.
But yeah, they are the first line of defense. The Archmage looks at you and says, well, if you are to find this threat, you would be forever in your gratitude and you would be considered an ally of this nation. And if you were to somehow find Kyvos Corporation, or Raventree, or the boy known as Askar Whitemane, you would also be considered allies of this great nation. But for now, we will aid you in your quest. But once again, it is only with Noodle's good graces that you are allowed to do so. So please respect her wishes. And Noodle says, well, I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, I kind of like this one. And she kind of stands beside Brotar and kind of is like touching Dolphin, like smacking Dolphin.
I don't think you want to touch
thought
that.
you like. What did you say?
But I don't think you want to be touching that.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. It looks cool. It's like a little dolphin.
You can touch his other gun.
Oh,
Dear God.
oh.
I'm going to point
Now, that
Dolphin
is
at
something Alistair
Alastair.
would do. Oh, he is fine with sending it on other people. He just doesn't act sexual for himself.
Well, at the very least, we won't be fighting alone. For better or worse, it seems that I have a patron again.
I kind of lean towards Brotor, and I say, what are we going to do about the wizard?
So lets out a big sigh. I don't know.
This is going to be highly problematic.
I agree.
God damn it.
He says, now, if there was anything else, I unfortunately have a lecture. I'll probably tour the students towards the site.
I don't know, maybe do have a place for us to stay, like a nice house in town, since we're going to be our heroes.
Everything is quite accounted for in this place, but you could try the Church of Eldath. There is a man named Kodlak there who does take individuals, and he might be willing to let you stay there.
I think he also wanted to talk to us, too.
In fact, if you would like to know more about Asgard, he might be the one to inquire about first.
Yeah, no. I guess I'll just find a nice inn.
Well, I mean, I'll lean into the group and say, well, a basement of an empty church makes we can be a little more wild than in an inn.
No. At any rate, I would like to visit the tailors again in the morning.
He says, well, good night, and good luck. And Corvo hops on his mount and takes off once again as the rest of them say, well, this should be fun.
I turn to the hunters and I say, so the Archmage said something about you hooking us up with some gear. You see, I'm not even carrying a sword on me. A nice sword would be most excellent.
Yeah, we can deal with that in the morning. For now, I guess you can just get some rest. I mean, you guys deserve it, I guess. And I got some people to punch. And the huntress begins cracking her knuckles.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that.
Should I do it?
No.
Okay. Wow.
I think that.
I'm
Well,
surprised.
We can pick up our
Character
session.
development?
We can pick up our session there next week. But yeah, I believe.
Sweet.
Thanks for listening to the Grand Campaign podcast. You can catch us live at twitch.tv/The Grand Campaign every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. You can also follow us on Twitter at Campaign Grand and send all your emails to the Grand Campaign DND at gmail.com.